available in all states.
If you like it hot, we mean really hot, northern and central India is a place to be. Daytime highs exceeding 120 degrees.
A red alert by the weather department implies a very high likelihood of people developing heat illness and heat stroke, and it calls for extreme care for vulnerable people. At least 13 people have died due to heat stroke in the city of Jaipur in recent weeks. Delhi's local government has also restricted the supply of water, warning of potential shortages. Several parts of Asia are also experiencing unusually high temperatures this year, a trend scientists say has been worsened by climate change.
The BBC's Embarrassing Etirajan. Iran says Saudi Arabia expelled 6 members of a crew from its state TV network after they were detained for almost a week ahead of the Hajj. Saudi Arabia did not immediately acknowledge that incident. News and analysis, townhall.com. An iconic figure in women's golf is retiring before her 30th birthday, although she has played the game for a very long time.
Lexi Thompson is retiring from full-time competition on the LPGA Tour at age 29. Thompson announced her decision Tuesday ahead of the U.S. Women's Open. She is playing the Women's Open for the 18th time despite still being in her 20s. Thompson has won 15 times on the LPGA Tour, but has only one major title at the Kraft Nabisco Championship. She set records for youngest to qualify for the U.S. Women's Open at age 12 and youngest LPGA winner at age 16. Both records have since been broken. I'm Geffen Coolbaum.
Novak Djokovic launching his bid for a 25th Grand Slam title with a first-round win in the French Open. He's trying to become the first player ever to claim 25 Grand Slam singles trophies. More on these stories at townhall.com.
You may be wondering why an eastern New Mexico rancher wants to be part of our state Senate. The answer is simple. I want our conservative values heard in Santa Fe. My name is Pat Boone, and I'm running for New Mexico Senate District 27. This beautiful state is primarily rural land, and my family's been ranching here since 1884. I'll fight for your land rights, your parental rights, and your right to bear arms. I'd appreciate your Republican primary vote on June 4th.
Paid for by the committee to elect Pat Boone, Mark McKay, Treasurer.
You received a social media message or text from an unknown number. They started a conversation with you, and over time, they earn your trust. Then, they encourage you to invest online or buy cryptocurrency. And when you do, they disappear, along with your money. But it can be avoided. The Securities Division of New Mexico's Regulation and Licensing Department can help. Learn to spot the red flags of investment scams at rld.nm.gov/red flags or call 505-476-4580.
This is Chad Hamill, and I'm running to be your next senator for District 32. My opponent, Candy Azell, can't defend her 20-year record in the Santa Fe swamp, so she's attacking other people's families and kids on the radio. That's the difference in this race. Candy attacks other people's kids while I'm running to protect yours. And on my record, as a fire chief, I have seen the devastation of open borders. Fentanyl overdoses are out of control. As a small business owner here in the community, I know firsthand how politicians in Santa Fe have destroyed small businesses for our communities. As a previous school board member, I know local control has been ripped away from our schools. It is time for a change. The same old just isn't working. I will be your conservative voice in Santa Fe. Career politicians have gotten New Mexico into this mess, but as a firefighter, I've made my living running towards problems, and I'm ready to fix the problems. I humbly ask for your vote on June the 4th so we can put the fire out in Santa Fe. Paid for by Friends of Chad Hamill.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week.
And just like that, we're halfway there.
Yeah.
We're living on a pair status.
That's right. Weekend's a couple days away.
Mm-hmm.
All is good.
Mm-hmm.
See? 4-day work week is kind of cool sometimes. So.
I gotta love it.
Yes. Happy Wednesday.
That's
Cooler
right.
Wednesday, too.
Oh, so nice, dude. I mean, I had my window down this. Although, I had a moment with my daughter this morning, dropping her off at her mom's house.
Yeah.
Because my window was down. I look in the back seat, and she's going like this. She's like,
chilled.
I'm like, are you cold? She goes, yeah. I'm like, we were dying yesterday. Soak this in. Let a little chill hit your skin. It's nice.
Yeah.
This is what makes you feel alive, you know?
Or want to blanket. Well, but yeah, it's kind of nice change. Actually, our high today is 89.
I saw that. I was
so kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm downright thrilled.
I don't think it actually rained at all, but it definitely the cloud cover enough pulled it off a bit. So we'll take that for today. Now, don't worry, it's going to be back up to 99 tomorrow.
What up, Mike?
But we got like a 20% chance of rain on Friday. So,
If you
and then Saturday.
If you don't speak it into existence, it doesn't have to happen.
I have to. I'm a DJ.
We're just the bearers of the bad news.
This is true. But happy Wednesday. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, of course, I feel like we're like in the calm.
Like, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is like the 2 weeks before things get hectic again, which that's, that's Eddy County Fair season.
Yeah.
That's all the different 4-H and FFA livestock stuff starts up again.
Chavez,
of course,
all that sports will be in August.
All the summer activities that are going to be happening. Yeah, it's the calm before the berserker storm.
Yeah.
I admit.
But like people are like graduation's done.
But
people's
that's
like work is less thinking about work and thinking about, leisure activities.
It feels like for the past 5 months, we've been running down a staircase, and we're finally at the bottom.
Almost.
No, we're finally at the bottom of the staircase that we've been running for 5 months, and now we're just looking around like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing for a second, and it's kind of nice.
The only thing is the June 5th. Then once that gets through, then it'll really calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Elections and all that.
True.
So there's that.
That's
still.
true.
That's still on the horizon here. But I feel like there's a less of things. Like it's kind of calmed down a bit in all their areas.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me, but
it has definitely taken a bit of a woo-saw for a moment.
Yeah.
Which I like.
That being said, I had back-to-back meetings yesterday. My Jeep broke down.
And that's what I was going to bring up next was, it's not often that I see Mike getting dropped off by a random vehicle at the.
It wasn't random. It was my wife.
At curbside. This time it was Kim. I'm kidding. I'm mostly kidding.
So many vehicles.
But it was nice to see that it was Kim this time. And yeah, it was a lot of questions, but instantly Mike was like, I think it's your starter, you said?
I guess. I don't know. I'm not. Don't trust me for mechanic skills, but yeah, it acted like it just like nothing. Like
it wouldn't
the battery
rev?
was been dead.
Okay.
And then but the lights and everything came on.
Right.
I tried to get it jumped and it just clicked.
Yeah, now see if you tried to get it jumped and it clicked after that, that sounds like a starter or an alternator.
Yeah, and I
something
just
to that
replaced
effect.
the battery like 2 years ago, so
Yeah.
I think it's if it's not the starter, it's something to connecting to something. I don't know, but the fine folks at Richland are going to save old Mikey once again.
Yeah. Yeah, it is nice to have a wife in some situations. They do come in handy.
Oh yes, but but Richland is going to bail me out
Oh,
because my
absolutely.
car is literally sitting over at the Historical Society right now.
And do you know why that is, Mike? Because you, my friend, you're a brand champion.
I am. They hook a brother up.
That's right.
That's right. So,
Which, by the way, you should look into if it is going to be in the shop for a couple of days, see if they can get you a rental.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again,
Look at that. That's a ringing endorsement for Richland right there. They don't just say it, they deliver.
They're going to, well, he told me, I got to call him here, actually during the show, so I might have to step away.
Actually, it's going to be a sponsored segment.
No, I just got to do it between breaks. I got to call over there and get the arrangements. But I did a preliminary talk last night.
Nice.
Of course, this was like at 6:30, 7 o'clock last night. So they're on the case this morning here, after morning meetings and all that. So, but big thank you to them. They're going to bail me out as they do every time I need them to. So
Richland,
which is not very often. It's been like,
and I'll tell you that Jeep has been a workhorse.
Yeah, I had a battery go on me a couple years ago, and that's really been it. But I had like the bumper replaced back when I first got it. They took care of all that.
Got your nipple rings put in,
and I didn't. They were a gift.
Oh yeah. He was gifted those nip rings.
Someone thought I looked good in red.
I'll tell you, it's indistinguishable when you're driving down the road. It's like I can definitely pick you out of a lineup.
Well, yeah, because my Jeep's like a grayish color, dark gray, and then I got these red little plant nips deals on the front there.
Yeah, that's what it is nice though. I feel like you need like a chain between them though. Like I know it doesn't work for the purpose that they serve, but just for cosmetic purposes.
Yes. Complete the look with the pickup truck accoutrement on the back hitch, and then
eyelashes for your headlights.
That's right.
Heck yeah. Make people wonder. I don't know who this person is.
I have a thought, but I can't share it on the radio. I saw something yesterday, made me think. But if I share on the radio, people might get mad. So I'm going to tell you later.
All right.
It's about cars. That's what reminded me of it. Things you see when you drive around town, and thoughts you have when you see things that you see around town. I have lots of those.
Oh, I've plenty of those. This is one that drives me nuts, and I will never understand this as long as I live. Why would you put a bumper sticker on the paint of your car? That is the dumbest place to put a bumper sticker in the world.
The only, and I'm not saying it's a good idea, but the only logic I could see of people, the people that like to literally paste their entire back with wall-to-wall bumper stickers.
Like, it drives me nuts when I get behind somebody and I see like a Trump Pence 2020. It's like, yeah, how's that feel? And God love him. It worked for the guy, but how many re-elect Sheriff Mike Harringtons do you see on windows all around town?
Yeah, but those aren't windows.
I'm saying
that come off windows.
The windows is fine, but they haven't come down yet. I feel like it's almost like a PBA card.
I'm about to say, I think, that's the please don't give me a ticket
hey,
sticker.
Look, I got the ink, but
I was born at night, but not last night. I'm putting those stickers on.
But anytime I'm going to put a sticker on my car, it's going to be on glass or a bumper at worst. But even that's hard because you'll still have that.
And in all fairness, I'm not a bumper sticker guy. I don't believe
I like stickers.
I don't mind reading other people's. I don't want to own a vehicle that I share all my thoughts on the back of my car.
Right, I'll agree with you there. I'm
not that person.
It is interesting though when you see somebody who like took a turn in their bumper stickerdom, like it's all like green peace and love and harmony over here, and then all of a sudden it's like, support your oil and gas industry over here, and like a Sinclair sticker down here. It is very interesting when you see one that like tells a story.
Sure. Or you see the coexist and right above it the boy peeing on various things.
Coexist, but not with Ford.
Right. All right, let me give you the rundown for today's show. We're going to replay an interview this hour. We had Chantel join us with Animal Control and Crystal from the Humane Society together in one room at the same time.
It was like one of those Jetsons Meet the Flintstones.
That's right.
It's a crossover.
That's right.
It's a crossover episode.
We did just like NCIS and NCIS Las Vegas or something, just like that. Or back in the 90s. King of Queens and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Remember when Urkel just showed up on the set of Step by Step? Just in the jetpack?
Exactly. Yeah,
that's what this is.
Exactly. So we're going to have that for you, an interview. So we're going to talk dogs and cats this hour. Patrick Smith with Leadership Roswell Alumni Association is going to join us at 8 o'clock hour, announce their Leadership Award winners, announce the people that you have selected amongst the community. Of course, talk about the banquet and everything else coming up, too. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we'll have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us, give us an update there as they gear up for state convention, which is in June, which is still next month.
Yes.
Hopefully for another day or two. But that's coming up as well. Plus, we'll talk about other things they got going on, too. And, of course, we'll have all of your features that include the newses of the local and national variety, Wall Street business updates, and whatever else we can come up for today's show. Before we do anything else, let's take a look at that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Could get a few clouds early today, but then sunny this afternoon. Pretty warm, low to mid-90s on the high. We will be warming up as we get later on in the week. Clear tonight and mid-60s, and then we're expecting upper 90s to about 100 for the afternoon high on Thursday. We'll stay sunny. We do have a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Friday, and we'll stay in the mid-90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 68 degrees and overcast here in Roswell. Humidity's at 65%. Winds are out of the southeast at 15, gusting to 22 miles per hour, although my trees don't look like they're moving. Maybe on the distance there. For today, sunny sky or partly cloudy skies. 89 for a high today. Winds will be out of the east. It says 5 to 10, even though it's a little higher than that right now. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 65 degrees. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny, back up near 100. Tomorrow, 99 is what they're officially saying. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 63 degrees. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For Friday, a slight chance, like a 20% chance, is what they're saying, of showers and thunderstorms, mainly for the afternoon. 91 are expected high Friday. Winds will be out of the north, around 5 to 15 miles per hour. 20% chance at showers for Friday night as well. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 65. Saturday, 30% chance for afternoon showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, and 92 for a high. Saturday night, 20% chance at showers, partly cloudy, overnight low of 64. Sunny on Sunday, highs back up near 98, and then mostly sunny and 101 Monday of next week. All right, it is 7:20. We're going to take a 3.5-minute break. Then we're going to play our interview with the Humane Society and Animal Control on the other side. Don't go away.
Our open border is a human tragedy, but it doesn't have to be this way. I'm Candy Spence-Ezell, and I've been fighting the progressives in Santa Fe with everything I have, who are trying to destroy our way of life. We are under attack, and I won't rest until that border is closed and our families are safe. We need a fighter in Santa Fe. I have never backed down from a fight.
Paid for by Candy Spence-Ezell for State Senate, District 32.
This is State Senator Bill Scherer, the senior Republican in the State Senate. My voting record is ranked as the most conservative in the Senate. I want to tell you about my conservative Republican friend, Greg Nybert. I strongly endorse Senator Greg Nybert and urge you to support him as well. Behind the scenes in Santa Fe, Greg is a strategist and a tactician who helps our side defeat the progressive agenda. We desperately need him to help us fight MLG's agenda. Greg is the only Republican lawyer in the state Senate, and we cannot stop bad leftist legislation without him. That is just one of the reasons it is crucial you turn out to vote in this election for Greg Nybert. He is a conservative leader that New Mexico needs. Please vote for Greg Nybert in the upcoming Republican primary for State Senate.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Senate.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
When it comes to fighting the governor and her progressive lackeys in the state house, we need a proven conservative. This is Jared Hembry, and I have taken on the left-wing agenda as your conservative representative. New Mexico has serious issues, many of which are being ignored by the governor and the liberal left, and we need a representative who will fight to protect our way of life. I know what it takes to fight and win in Santa Fe. I am humbly asking for your trust and your vote on or before June 4th so I can continue to fight for what we believe.
Paid for by Jared Hembry for state representative.
This is Chad Hamill, and I'm running to be your next senator for District 32. My opponent, Candy Azell, can't defend her 20-year record in the Santa Fe swamp, so she's attacking other people's families and kids on the radio. That's the difference in this race. Candy attacks other people's kids while I'm running to protect yours. And on my record, as a fire chief, I have seen the devastation of open borders. Fentanyl overdoses are out of control. As a small business owner here in the community, I know firsthand how politicians in Santa Fe have destroyed small businesses for our communities. As a previous school board member, I know local control has been ripped away from our schools. It is time for a change. The same old just isn't working. I will be your conservative voice in Santa Fe. Career politicians have gotten New Mexico into this mess, but as a firefighter, I've made my living running towards problems, and I'm ready to fix the problems. I humbly ask for your vote on June the 4th so we can put the fire out in Santa Fe. Paid for by friends of Chad Hamill.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Roswell Animal Control here, Chantel Mayro.
Maybe you should put, there is an I after it.
Yeah, Mayro. I guess I'm doing, well, it's AIR, so I do it like fair, and that's why in my head I'm fair mayor. That's why Mayro. So I apologize.
No, you're fine.
Chantel Mayro with the Roswell Animal Control, and of course Crystal's back with us with Humane Society of Roswell here. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How y'all doing? Which, by the way, if you're not familiar, they're both right next door to each other. So if you're in one facility looking for a pet to bring home and you don't find one that quite matches up with your personality, walk right next door to the other place, and you're rescuing pets regardless of which facility you find an animal out of.
People confuse both of us quite a bit, so I always tell everybody, we have a metal door, they have a glass door. That's how you know the difference.
Yes. And then, and you guys have a thrift store attached to it, too.
Yeah, but a lot of people think that when you walk in the thrift store and you go into the kennels, because, we have the shortcut door.
Sure.
That when you end up in the back, that you're in animal control. And I'm like, our building is not that big. They're like, but we hear the dogs, too. And I'm like, yeah, but you have to go out this door and that way and behind us to get into those dogs.
Hey,
and they're like,
secret thing, if you keep going to the next door, is an ice cream shop back there. People going to be looking for that now.
They're going to be like, we heard there's free ice cream today. It's hot.
But yes, and so really this is kind of between the two of you, you're kind of the two main resources for pets here. I mean, we have some other great animal rescues and things here, but I would say the most of the city's animals are housed between the two of your facilities here
and county
and the county here as well too. But and here's the thing: is these are all animals that are looking for great homes. To be honest, I've got two cats. I got one from Animal Control, one from Humane Society, and I love them both. They're both great cats, and it's now the only real difference really is that the adoption requirements are a little bit different. With the Humane Society, you guys will inspect the property to make sure it's suitable for an animal. If it's a dog, it's got to have a fenced-in yard and all that. Cats, they have to be indoor cats. Regardless of which facility you take one out of, they have to be spayed or neutered before they come home, and they have to be microchipped because that's city ordinance. Even if you live outside of the city, if you adopt an animal from the city or from the Humane Society within city limits, you will have to get the animal microchipped and everything else. That's just the law, the ordinance here for the city of Roswell.
Are you guys microchipping them before they go home?
Yeah, I did want to address
that. You guys
that.
do that right there at the thing?
We do. As of right now, we are microchipping in the shelter.
Excellent. So they can do a one-stop shop right there, and then when you adopt as well. Excellent. And by the way, update the chip. If you move, if you go somewhere, update that chip. Contact the vet, or do they come to you, or is there like a service that they go through the chip people that
depending on what company we get the chip from.
Okay.
They will have to register nationwide, and with us, it's in our system, but always register the microchips. So
Gotcha. Yeah. Well,
so another thing that we've learned recently. So if you are out of town and somebody is pet sitting for you, call your microchip company and tell them, hey, I'm out of town. I have a pet sitter. This is their number.
Okay.
And it's a temporary update. So when you get back in town, because if you're in an area where you have no cell service, and we're trying to call you saying, hey, your dog's here. We're not going to get
a boat in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Right.
Yeah.
So I believe all the microchip companies allow a temporary update. So you can say, hey, I'm out of town. I have a house sitter. This is their number. If something happens while I'm gone, I'll be gone from these days to these days. So that way they can make contact.
Kind of like your credit cards. If you go out of town and they say, hey, I'm going to be traveling here. That way they don't flag you as a spam or fraud risk. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I just learned something new. I didn't know that.
We just learned this. Yeah. So
nice. Well, good tip. That's
So one of
and with summer coming and a lot of people going on vacation and stuff,
right.
A lot of people are going to be doing exactly what you just talked about.
And so, like on our dogs, it's my number first, and then my husband's, and then the third number is the Humane Society because that's my work phone number. So my pet sitter works for me. So I don't have to update that.
Wouldn't it be sweetly ironic when the Humane Society calls itself to have you come pick up your pet?
Right. I know. It says work calling, and I'm like, hello, your dog is here. Yeah, I know my dog is there.
I'm right here. I'm over here.
But so, yes, that is something, and it's just called a temporary update. So you're not really like changing any personal information. You're just stating, hey, I'm out of town for this amount of time. Sure. And this is who the number will be called if something happens during this time.
It's kind of like giving if you have an automatic garage door opener, giving someone a temporary code to get in, and it's only good for 24 hours or whatever you make it. And same kind of principle there. But contact your chip company to get that done before you go on vacation and give them a little heads up on that too.
Yeah.
As far as at Animal Control right now, I know we talked with Crystal about the inventory and things. What status is at the Animal Control shelter right now as far as pets, dogs, cats? Is there a large variety of each right now, or heavy on one or the other, or what's
so
kind of the
we
makeup?
are always full with dogs.
Gotcha.
Always. With cats, now that we have the cat program, which is they trap the cat, bring it into our facility, we'll get it neutered, spayed, rabies vaccinated, and release it back to the
community. This is kind of combating feral cat problem.
Yeah.
Is a lot of time because you all have alleys in your neighborhoods and everything else. You see the cats and everything, and you've heard of wrangling cats as that's about as easy as wrangling cats. Well, that's the reason they use that saying. It's hard to wrangle cats, but this is the way to be proactive. It's like, hey, once we catch them, we can't adopt them. No one's going to. They're feral. They're generally hard to domesticate.
Yeah.
And so the best we can do is get them spayed, neutered, and that way they're not creating new litters out in the alleys. And so eventually,
is Wild Blue still pulling?
Eventually, this should calm those numbers down.
I haven't talked to them in a while, but with this program going, it kind of gave them a little break.
Okay. Are they still doing like the spay neuter clinic though? For like the public cats?
I haven't heard any new update, like when they're going to be out again.
Okay.
Which I do need to reach out to.
Because I get a lot of people asking me if we're the ones with the mobile spay clinic, and I'm like, no, that's not us.
Yeah.
So there is one in...
But that helps a lot, too. With
the Wild Blue, they come down... Well, they were coming down like once a month.
Yeah.
And doing cats only.
And I know from time to time you guys get vouchers for low-cost spay and neuter. I don't know if the city gets some,
Our voucher program is tapped
Is it been dried up? Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
No donations came in to replenish it, so we have no funding left for this.
Anybody listening want to make some donations so we can get the... Because, we say this every time. Roswell is... And as long as I can remember, has had a pet overpopulation problem.
And from January 1st to whatever Tuesday was, we issued 110 vouchers.
That's good, even though now we don't have any, but it's great.
So we were given a grant at the beginning of the year.
And they're gone already
it's gone.
by May.
And only 70 of the vouchers have come through billing, so we still have 40 waiting to come through billing.
So please use them if you've got them.
Yeah,
Otherwise, turn them back in and let's give them to somebody else.
Yeah, so we have basically gone through the fund from January 1st to me.
All right.
Like that quick.
So anybody listening want to get involved and that's a way to do it, because the only way we're going to get this under control is having people be responsible pet owners, having their pets spayed and neutered, adopting a pet from a reputable place like Animal Control or the Humane Society, and being a responsible pet owner, understanding that this is like bringing a member of your family into the family. You got to treat it as such. Your dog, your cat, it's expenses, it's life. It's like raising a kid.
They're expensive.
It's not quite as expensive, but it's getting there.
Have you been to the vet recently?
I'm about to say, they now, health insurance for your pets is a thing now.
It is. It's so weird. When you go to the vet, they're like, do you have health insurance? And I'm like, well, I have Blue Cross Blue Shield. What do you want to know that for? But they have the care credit too. Sure. A lot of places offer that. And that's actually dual purpose. Like you can use it at the vets and then you can use it for yourself.
Mm.
So like if
Next time I need a cleaning.
you need to go get a dental, go use your care credit card. But they have a lot of things that are coming out to help people cover the cost of like vet care, but vets are expensive.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you're having done, it's expensive.
But again, it's necessary, and it's part of the. This is you raising your dogs and cats just like your kids, and when they get sick, you take them to the doctor just like your kids do, and they use medical equipment just like they do on your kids. They're using CAT scans and X-rays and all the same things they're using on you. They're using on your pets too. Maybe different versions of it, but same stuff. It
all looks the same,
and it costs the same.
It does, very, very much so.
That being said, as far as requirements for adopting from Animal Control, I know, like we said, they're a little bit different than the Humane Society. What's requirements for people to be able to adopt from you guys?
So right now we do have same day adoption.
Okay.
Which is a refundable sterilization agreement of $25.
Excellent.
That's giving you a time frame to get your dog spayed, neutered.
So in theory, you get that back
vaccinated.
if you show proof you got your pet spayed. Then they'll refund that back to you.
Yes.
Once you show proof of that spay or neuter there. Yes. Basically. So, and of course, you got to do this anyway because every time you have a new pet, they got to get them the vaccinations. Any pet owner now, Humane Society requires you. It goes right from the Humane Society to your vet of you choosing.
Yes.
If you adopt from Animal Control, I recommend you do the same thing. You adopt the pet and make an appointment right away for your vet to take a look, just to make sure there's no other lingering issues or a heartworm or parvo or any of the communicable diseases that do tend to get in things. And kennel cough, that's something that's very common with an animal.
Heartworm is not actually common here, but we had one not so long ago when I transported Albuquerque that had tested positive for heartworm.
Oh, wow.
It's not common here, but we do have it occasionally.
Okay. So get your dogs on the Heart Guard or whatever
$50
you choose.
Test.
Yeah. And they do have to do the test. Now, please, just don't go buy Heart Guard and feed your dogs the Heart Guard. You
can't buy Heart Guard. You have to have a prescription for it.
You have to have a prescription for that one? Okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so luckily you can't just go buy it over the counter. You have to have a prescription.
Good.
And if you don't have a heartworm test on file with the veterinarian you're trying to purchase it from,
they won't sell it.
They won't sell it.
But so go through your vets to get that taken care of. But any of that, it's just good to have that, making sure you start a health history with your pet at the vet of your choosing. That way, because odds are they probably need to get rabies shots or
no, they do start them on vaccinations.
Do they start them on vaccinations too? Okay.
Yeah.
But if they need any of that stuff, then they're good to go. And then of course, getting spayed or neutered, and that way you can take them home and let them, meet the rest of the family and do the family stuff here. But unless you're willing to make this animal part of your family, I suggest maybe get a stuffed animal or get them a Pokemon, something that's not life. You know what I mean? Because unless you're willing to invest the time, the money, and effort like you would a child, if you're not willing to do that, then maybe adopting a pet is not for you. Yeah. That being said, if you're looking to make a loving home and if you want your family to have much more happy memories, then I highly recommend you get a pet for your home because they do create so much memories and so much fun I mean, you and I talk about my cats and your dogs and then shenanigans that happen every time we talk, and that's so much fun.
This is part of my recent shenanigans.
I'm starting to see shorts. I can pull up my legs. You can show me the cats leaping off my lap marks. But yeah, they bring so much joy and love to your life, and it is so worth it if you're willing to invest the time and the energy. You will get it back in tenfold with the love and the memories and everything that pets bring to a family. You can't match that. It just, there's a reason. America's Funniest Home Videos would not be on the air still if it wasn't for pets. I'm telling you right now.
I agree.
90% of that movie or that show would be off the air.
I like watching reels and the things that people record their pets doing. It just cracks me up. I'm like, God, and it's weird because the second I pull up my phone to start recording my dogs, they're like, oh.
Right.
What are you doing?
Yeah, they get all like, I'm not doing it. Then, as soon as you turn it off, they go right back to acting stupid. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But a lot of people, and I don't know how much animal control gets this, but a lot of people, they tell us, well, we won't adopt from the other shelter because, they don't take care of their pets. Okay. So, and then half the time, they're thinking that they're talking to them when they're talking to us, or us versus them.
Sure.
So, and I always tell everybody, regardless of which shelter it is, you're still adopting an animal and saving a life. Mm-hmm. Our shelter, their shelter, we're here to get them homes.
Sure.
And we do what we need to do for them while they're in our care.
And that's the thing, too, is it doesn't matter if it's Humane Society, Animal Control, or any other housing facility for animals. You're seeing them at their worst.
You are.
It's like them kind of being in jail a little bit because even everyone's safe and healthy and everything, but yes, we can't provide Club Med amenities, or we can't give them all plush little rooms and everything.
They'd probably destroy them.
Well, it just financially wouldn't be feasible.
No.
And so you're right. It's a stressful environment for all these pets. They're all loud and barking. So when you go to adopt them, doesn't matter which facility, you're seeing the pets at their worst. So remember that. And like I know the Humane Society, I'm sure Animal Control, there's an area you could take the animal to that's a little quieter, and you can get a chance to have some one-on-one time with the animal. That's where you start to see the personality come out a little bit, where there's not 30 other barking dogs and cats meowing and people screaming and just the loudness that is a kennel. That goes away. And to be honest, you could put, you could literally put plush carpeting everywhere else. It's still going to be a loud, noisy, stressful place. You just have a bunch of animals in one room, and they're all going to be loud and stressful. And so
because they want your attention. That's what they're doing, trying to get your attention. Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is everybody's going to be like that. It's just the nature of that. This is why we want you to adopt them, so we don't have to have as many of these shelters. Be responsible. Put the Humane Society out of business. If you don't like it, put them out of business. Adopt them. Adopt these animals and give them where they don't have a job.
Fix your pets and quit breeding.
Exactly, too. And yes, and be responsible pet owners. If you see people standing out in front of big store parking lots selling dogs out the back of their vehicle, report that stuff.
Did you guys get a phone call yesterday about 4 o'clock about somebody selling dogs outside of Walmart for $300?
No, we did not.
Okay.
$300?
Yeah. Months.
Wow.
I got it. Okay, I'm at the doctor with my husband, and I get a text.
You got a deal when you did that.
Yeah, I got to see what these dogs look like.
Yeah, I'm at the doctor with John yesterday for his eye in Albuquerque, and I get a text that says, hey, question, dude with puppies at the corner of Walmart entrance. Don't know if he's giving away or selling, but is there an ordinance against it? And I was like, it's illegal. Mm-hmm. No selling or giving away or private property. Call Roswell Animal Services or PD. And then I get a message back. They're selling them for $300. And I'm like, I'm in Albuquerque. Call them. Wow. So, I don't know.
We didn't get a call yesterday.
That's wishful thinking. $300 for some pets out of a Walmart parking lot. Yeah.
And they're always out there. I feel like
they didn't sell too many pets.
I don't know. They're always out there, regardless.
Yeah, report that stuff, please. Get because that's part of the problem here. People, people all the time. I don't know how many times I hear people say, "Oh, I'll get them fixed. I'm just going to have them do 1 litter first." Like, why? Why? Yeah. What's the point of that?
And then struggle to get rid of the litter.
Like
exactly. They think they're cash machines or something. I don't know.
Then eventually end up at animal control.
and hence the pickle we're sitting in today. You know, that's what we're doing. So report that stuff. And then, like we said, if you get the vouchers for the spay and neuter at Animal Control, go get go get a spayed or neutered. Trust me, you will save yourself a lifetime of headache. And this is something Crystal and I have talked about every time. It's a healthier option for the dogs and cats to be spayed or neutered. A lot of the cancers and some of the life-threatening diseases that some of these animals can get, they're more susceptible to it with sexually active parts. Once they sterilize that stuff, that risk factor goes away.
So we had one of the dogs that we had got from a hoarding house, like back in November. The lady had let her have litter after litter after litter, and so she was fixed because when we got her, she was having issues. And then she got adopted, and the lady called us to tell us that even though finally after getting fixed and not having puppies, she had to have a mastectomy because she had breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
So, even getting them fixed, it does help them, but the fact that you allowed them to breed still puts them at life's danger.
Yeah. It puts the thought in the room, so to speak, biologically here, I guess. But so that's another good reason to have your pet spayed or neutered,
and not breed.
Unless this is what you do if you're the AKC registered, and this is what you do, and you have the training and the certifications and all of the education behind it, then by all means, you do you. But most of us don't have any of that stuff, and I get it. We live in the country, and there's country living and country lifestyle. But when it comes to animals and this, we got to do this by the. Roswell has had too much of it done the other way, and this is the problem we're sitting in. Put it this way: Albuquerque takes pets from us, a town that's got 10 times more crime, more everything else. They need pets from us because we can't do ours right. That should tell you something.
When we overpopulate other places because of the amount of pets that come here.
We need to be better about this. And it all comes down to we the people. We can sit up here and have Animal Control and the Humane Society and any other entity tell you till you're blue in the face, have your pet spay and neuter. You actually have to go and do this stuff. If you adopt a pet, be the responsible pet owner. If you see someone not being a responsible pet owner, report it. Do something about it. If you saw someone beating your kid in the street, you'd probably call the police. Why not do the same thing if you see a dog getting the same kind of treatment? Just saying. That's the life we live in. Think about it that way. And for the love of God, as the warmer weather gets, as the weather's getting hot, do not walk your dogs in the middle of the day when the sun is out. Mornings, evenings, stay off the concrete. Keep them in the grass if you are going to be out when it's warm.
Make sure they have water.
Yeah.
Shelter.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
plenty of water.
Like even inside the shelter, like the cats inside, like we have to fill their waters 2 times a day because it's hotter, it evaporates.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're outside, imagine how much faster it's evaporating.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So check their waters frequently, 3-4 times a day if you can. In the morning before you go to work, you come home at lunch, check it. Yeah. After work, check it. Before bed, check it.
Yeah. Even in our house, cause we have one of those regurgitator jobbers that makes the fountain and spew and you just fill it. Yeah.
Regurgitator jobbers.
It's a technical term.
It is. I learned some
well,
newness.
It's like a little fountain deal, I think. And I've noticed that even lately I've been filling it a little bit more. And I don't think it's just because they're thirstier. I think it's some of what you're talking about here. So absolutely. But anything other things on the animal control side as far as adoptions and things that I know we're kind of jumping back and forth here, but
we do this.
But I do want to we kind of talk the Humane Society's rules and policies all the time. I want to make sure we get people understanding what to expect when they go to animal control here to adopt.
I want to say that we have over 25 dogs right now.
Okay.
That are spayed and neutered.
So they're
vaccinated. Yeah.
They
so
ready
chipped
to and go. Updated and ready to.
We already microchipped them, so they're ready to go.
They just got to update it with your information.
Had them spay or neutered, do they have to reimburse you for that, or did it just $1?
It's just $1.
So you just pay the adoption fee, basically.
Yeah. So Best Friends worked with Call. Got some
the
dogs.
Animal Society. They kind of partnered to help cut that cost a little bit here. So love that.
What kind of dogs?
Oh, there's puppies that we got fixed. Medium.
Do you have a
large
heavy
dogs.
or larger breed, smaller breed, or just a kind of a mix of everything?
Yeah, mix of everything. We try to get a mix of everything.
Excellent.
Just so.
Excellent. So how are the cats
find a
looking right
home.
now?
Cats, we do have cats that are fixed as well.
Okay.
That are just $1 to adopt, that are in the cat room.
Okay.
That are adoptable. And then we have, of course, our TNR cats.
Excellent. I know with the Humane Society, you can go online and see pets. Is there a city website that they can go see the pets that are
Yes.
at the shelter right now?
So
too?
Facebook is starting to be updated daily.
Okay.
On strays that come in.
Okay.
And adoptable.
So if you lose a dog, you check back frequently on there. Maybe
Yes.
you might see its smiling face on the Facebook page.
And come
there.
get your animal.
Are you still posting on 24 Pet Connect?
Yes, and 24 Pet Connect.
Okay.
So anything we enter in Chameleon that we intake, it's going to be updated on 24petconnect.com.
Excellent.
And it updates every hour.
Excellent. And by the way, too, I'd also recommend, even though, we do have an ordinance where you have to get your pets microchipped,
Mm-hmm.
and ain't nothing wrong with old school, too. Microchip them and then have the collar with the name and your rabies tag and all that on there, too. Go to wherever you go to get Petco, or wherever to go buy the little tag with your dog's name and phone number on it, too, because obviously your neighbors probably don't have a pet scanner if they see the dog running loose, but they see the tag. Oh, that's Bob's dog.
Yeah.
Here, let me call Bob.
So Petco has a tag maker, Walmart has a tag maker, and now Ace Hardware has a tag maker.
Excellent.
So
Very
we
good.
have a tag maker as well. With our adoptions, we do offer them
Okay.
for
So
free.
come
They
and-
can.
Can you get a bone or a heart or like the little shape one?
Yeah.
Or a bell or whatever
They get to
the
choose
standard
which-
shapes are?
You had to start with the bone, didn't you? Give a dog a bone.
Sorry, I got my cat a bone one just for irony. I'm just kidding. Just so he gets picked on by the other cat. As far as restrictions and anything, is there any as far as what people requirements they need to meet other than paying the fees and things to adopt? As far as got to have a fenced-in yard. Is there any kind of those restrictions through animal control?
Just making sure they're having a happy, loving home and keeping their dogs in the yard. And
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. But you guys don't come in and inspect.
No, we don't
anything.
do
But
home checks.
Again, it's back to what I'm saying. Being a responsible pet owner, if you wouldn't do it for your kids, maybe you shouldn't do it for your pets.
Yeah.
Just kind of think like that a little bit with this stuff. But please come and adopt, and like you said, keep checking back and looking. I know with the Humane Society, if you go to roswellhumane.org, that's their website where you can come be a member. That's a great way to support, because all that money for your membership fees pay for litter and vet bills and all the stuff that it costs to operate the Humane Society. But you can see every pet that's calling the Humane Society home. Some will have not available next to their picture and all that. That means they're still available for adoption. They're just in quarantine because they're not of weight yet, or they're waiting on some shots or vaccines, or they're in quarantine because they're new and they're waiting to make sure they're not carrying anything communicable that can get everybody else sick. And so once they go through that process, then the not available goes away and you can adopt them.
And then once they're adopted, they come off.
Yeah, then if their picture's not there, then they've been adopted. So if you saw it one day and it's gone the next, that pet found a home.
So I don't have them taken off the website until I have a signed contract.
Gotcha.
Because people back out all the time.
Yeah. You're going to be like real estate and put pending?
Okay, so we did that at one point, and it was beginning to be very monotonous with people. Well, what is it pending for? And I'm like, adoption.
Pending its feet. We think it's going to grow a third arm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're pending the experiments. No, I'm kidding.
We're wondering if it's going to grow an antenna.
But we don't take them off until actually we have a signed contract. And then once we have a signed contract, then they come off the website.
And they have a party, and it's like a big celebration. Oh, we're deleting the picture. Yeah.
Or you see them posted on the Facebook page saying they got a home.
Yeah.
One of the two.
And I'm telling you, and I'm sure you deal with this. I know you deal with it. You guys deal with, because let's face it, you've probably dealt with some of the worst that this town has to offer when it comes to people and what people do to pets. You guys have probably seen the coolest of cool and the crappiest of crappy when it comes to people and what they do with pets. And so, and so I also look, when you go there and you're looking for advice and information, if you don't know, don't hesitate to ask these ladies or any of the staff at other facility. I'm willing to bet, I know they're at the Humane Society because they're all volunteers. I'd even bet, even at the city, the paid staff, every single person, there are pet lovers. There's a reason they got into animals because they love animals. And so if you want to know about that kind of stuff, probably the best resources are your animal control people, your volunteers at the Humane Society, and you know, because they live, breathe, eat, sleep pets, and so they love this stuff. So seek their advice and understand that everything that comes out of the facilities, it's for the betterment of these pets. And when you get denied or restricted something, it's not because they don't want to give it to you. It's because at the end of the day, the health, safety, and welfare of the animals is priority one for both facilities here. So that's, you know, we're not going to adopt a pet to someone that's not clearly someone that should be owning a pet. They can't take care of themselves, probably shouldn't be taking care of a pet. And so that's why these rules are in place. Because if we don't do it that way, then their work is you guys' work is already 100-fold. You add no kind of, you know, rules or it's going to get worse because people when you don't know, and unfortunately we have too many mistakes. We got too many people that think they can do this stuff and aren't doing it. And now we end up with problems, and then we get the puppy mills and feral cats in the alleyways, all because someone thought it was a good idea to adopt a pet or get a pet, and then no one wanted that thing, and they turn it loose, and here we sit. So that's what we're fighting, and that's what both of these shelters are fighting day in and day out. So if you want, get involved. You know, I know Humane Society is always looking for volunteers and things. I imagine you can go over to Animal Control
we can
if you want to
volunteers
volunteer
and fosters.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you know, you want to come to visit, and you know, I know a lot of times people, maybe you can't adopt a pet because I love Great Danes, but I live in an apartment. Maybe you should have a Great Dane. Yeah. But you love them. Come down. Maybe we can get you with the big dogs and you can roll around the floor with them for a little bit. Because the more human interaction they have, the more adoptable they become. And so that's a good thing. You're helping out. So if you need a little mental health, just play with some dogs for an hour. And it's a win-win because it feeds your mental health and it's good for their mental health as well, too. So ask. Just don't come roll and start rolling around the floor with dogs. Call and ask before you do that.
You're like, can I get on the floor with that dog? I do have some things for the thrift store.
Yes, let's get an update for that. And by the way, 'tis the season. Now the kids are graduating and stuff, and they're going to be thinking about college and all that here. Don't go buying brand new microwaves and stuff. Go to the thrift store. They're going to destroy it by the end of the semester anyway. Go buy it at the thrift store.
So, for the entire week right now, all cookbooks are $1.
Nice. Some of y'all should read them. Eat your food.
All clothes and baskets are 4 for $1. Any boots that have an X on them are $1.
All right.
All jackets or coats that are left out are $1, and that's going to be today, tomorrow, and Saturday.
So you can buy those and put them away and you pick them up again here in the fall when you'll need them.
Mm-hmm. Hats, they have a lot of hats, varying from ball caps, cowboy hats, to sun hats, to your old lady gardening hats.
I got me some of those. They're very comfortable.
Old lady gardening hats?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Surprised.
They have a lot of pillows, throw pillows, couch pillows. So, you know, when you're going to college and you want to have pillow fights.
Yeah.
And you're not breaking crap, you're smacking each other with a pillow. Ton of
I thought that was
Wall
just a dude image of pillow fights at college. I thought that was just a guy's fantasy. I guess not.
I'm just trying to encourage people to buy pillows.
That's right. You do what you want.
I don't care what you're going to do with it. Just buy it and get it gone. They still have the Hoyer lift. They've dropped it down to $300. And then they still have that electric scooter chair.
Okay.
We did purchase brand new batteries for it, so that way we could make sure that it did work.
Sure. So
and
it's
they
ready to roll.
It is. They keep the batteries charged, ready to go, and they have that for $800.
All right.
Senior day is today.
And people that need that know that those cost about 10 times more than that.
Yeah.
So, and if your insurance is being ornery and all that, maybe you can just get this and cut out the middleman, so to speak.
Today is senior day at the thrift store, so I'll just get their discount today.
Excellent. And that's 55 and up? 50 and up. I don't know.
60.
Ask.
We're just going to go 60.
We'll go 60. Just ask.
Yeah, 20% off your entire purchase.
Right. Just look a little more disheveled if you think you're on the border there of the age. And just, you know.
Go paint some white hairs.
Don't put some makeup on. Just look, you know, don't I look 60?
I am 59 and 364 days.
That's right.
But yeah, just shop. That helps us tremendously. If you have donations,
every dime you spend goes back to the animal.
Call and make arrangements. We are in the process of getting signs that say no dumping. Because the amount of people that are dumping their trash off again.
Yeah, it's bad. Every week there's a video that you guys pretty much put up.
The second we leave work, I turn on my cameras,
Mm-hmm.
and people are pulling up and either taking the stuff that somebody had just dropped off, or they're dumping.
Yeah.
And then we have to go clean it up. They spread it throughout the park.
Mm-hmm.
We have to keep that clean too, because that's city property, and
a
it's
lot
not
of times
fair.
they're breaking things on top of that, fences, cameras, whatever.
Yeah.
So.
And it's costing more money for us to be able to have the place than it is for anything else.
Even with your best of intentions of you bringing something, because of what happens, it'll end up costing the Humane Society money, not making them money.
So if there's any retired veterans that would like to hang out and do some security in the evenings, we're going to be looking to try to get somebody set up in the parking lot to keep people from coming after hours.
Excellent. So anybody like that want to volunteer some time?
Call me.
Apply within. So, good deal. If anybody has any questions about anything at animal control, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Come by or give us a call.
Okay.
575-624-6722.
And like you said, we do have a Facebook page now that people can go to and see some pets that are ready for homes or pets that are lost and looking for their home. You'll see that on there too. And if you've lost a pet, you should like and follow and check back there. And hopefully maybe someone found them and brought them to the place where you can pick them up, like Animal Control or Humane Society here. So good deal. And then, of course, RoswellHumane.org. Give out the numbers for the thrift store and the shelter as well, too.
The thrift store is 623-9210, and the kennels are 622-8950.
Good deal. Come out and support. Support them both. And like we say every time, if there's not a pet that just doesn't resonate with you in one facility, walk right next door to the other. Either way, you're freeing up a place for a home and to get an animal adopted. And like I said, even though Animal Control, the policies they have, if the cage is open, you adopt out of there, or if you adopt the Humane, that frees up a cage there. They'll go rock over to Animal Control. If there's one on a short list, they'll adopt it to bring it over to the Humane Society. So you're helping pets regardless of what facility you pull that pet out of. It's helping everything. So good deal. Well, thank you, ladies, and thank you for combining today. We got it all fixed up.
You're welcome. No problem. I think it helped her.
Yeah.
There we go.
She's like, I don't know what to do.
We'll just wing it.
In a time where humans and technology collide, ineffective technology plagues our businesses, schools, and healthcare environments. DSI Document Solutions has emerged as New Mexico's safeguard from the pains of slowed productivity. Providing our nation's top business technology, workflow strategies, and support, DSI is here to boost your productivity and reduce your costs. Get ready for success. Visit our new website at dsinm.com.
President Trump obviously should be acquitted. If this judge wants to save any shred of credibility and reputation, he would direct a verdict of not guilty before sending this case to the court or to the jury.
The Arkansas Republican speaking with the Salem Radio Network's Hugh Hewitt. Algeria circulating a draft UN Security Council resolution demanding that Israel halt its Rafah offensive.
I think the issue here is we'll see a repeat pattern that we've seen at the United Nations, which has been largely that the US will veto anything that it thinks it disagrees with that goes against its own policy towards Israel. And that has been largely to continue to give Israel a diplomatic shield at the UN, although we did start to see that phrase somewhat in the last 6 weeks or so. But I think when it comes to the issue of Rafah, you're not going to see the Americans allow that resolution to go forward in the form, it seems, that the Algerians are currently proposing.
That's BBC's Tom Bateman. One bank worker was killed in a natural gas explosion yesterday, extensively damaging a building in downtown Youngstown, Ohio. The Dallas and Houston areas blasted by destructive hail, flooding rains, fierce winds yesterday. One person killed in the Houston area. More heavy weather possible today. The pilot of a military jet had crashed near Albuquerque's airport, hospitalized with serious injuries. The Dow down 323. Townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The latest stats on capital punishment worldwide.
A new report by Amnesty International says that it recorded a total of 1,153 executions in 2023, a 30% increase from 2022. Amnesty says the figure does not include thousands of death sentences believed to have been carried out in China, where data is not available due to state secrecy. The group says the spike in recorded executions was primarily driven by Iran, where authorities executed at least 853 people last year, compared to 576 in 2022. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
North Korea literally dumping on its southern neighbor. South Korea says the North has been sending hundreds of trash-laden balloons its way. South Korea's military mobilizing to recover objects and debris in different parts of the country. News and analysis, townhall.com. Something new from a leading Japanese automaker.
Toyota introduced plans to cast a futuristic spin on the traditional internal combustion engine. The car manufacturer giant announced it would offer lean, compact engines that also run on so-called green fuels like hydrogen and bioethanol, or get paired with zero-emissions electric motors and hybrids. This comes as many competitors in the auto industry are pushing for fully electric vehicles. Toyota's chief executive Koji Sato said the engine is optimized for the electrification era, with hopes of helping push the world into carbon neutrality. Keith Peters reporting.
Britain's version of the U.S. Postal Service, the Royal Mail, may be changing hands. A Czech investor offering $4.6 billion for the privately owned Royal Mail, an offer the current owner has accepted. Shareholders, though, must sign off on the deal. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The news.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope all of you are having an amazing day thus far. A little nicer out this morning, for me anyway. It's overcast, cooler, so I like this. This is nice. So nice little change. A little cooler today, but don't worry, all you lovers of the hot. We'll be back up near 100 tomorrow. So, bit of a plate. I mean, it's still gonna be like 89, 90. It's warm enough. For me, anyway. But happy Wednesday. Hope all of you having an amazing day. I do want to take this second. Unfortunately, my guest isn't going to be able to make it this hour. Just got a text saying they're unable to join us. But I do have some information to pass along to Leadership Roswell Alumni Association. Of course, we had Patrick on a couple weeks ago to ask folks to vote for their people in their community that they recognize as leaders, outstanding lifetime achievement, outstanding leader, commitment to youth award, the alumni leadership award, and the organization award. And so the public has voted, and we have our honorees, and I think they have announced them publicly online, so this is not breaking news. But Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Rick Hale. Of course, we all know him. Turn you on.
Thank you. Ooh, thanks for turning me on.
But we got Rick Hale as Lifetime Achievement Award nominee winner. For Outstanding Leader Award went to Helen Wakefield. Mm-hmm. Commitment to Youth Award went to Margaret Rodriguez.
Nice.
The Alumni for Leadership Roswell Award went to Hannon Kennan. And then the Organization Award went to Eastern New Mexico University Roswell. So
nice.
Congratulations to our winners here. Now, the awards banquet's going to be held June 28th, and it's going to be on the ENMUR campus in the ITC Commons. Doors will open at 6 p.m. Food will start being served at 6:30. They ask that you RSVP today. Save your spot and help celebrate these wonderful leaders. You can email Patrick Smith, which is it's Patrick Smith, but without the A and the I's. So it's Patrick without the vowels.
So PTRCK.
Yeah, that's not confusing to you. Patrick Smith without the vowels, all just consonants, at gmail.com. Or if you go to the Leadership Roswell Alumni Facebook page, there's a link there. You can do all that too. But
I always imagine.
I just was going to read it. I was like, it's Patrick Smith, but he took all the vowels out.
What happened was he figured out early on, because his last name is Smith. It's a common name. So he's like, I'm going to figure out a way. He's like probably 13, 14 to write my name in a unique way that I will know and my friends will recognize.
Yeah.
Because I used to do the big letter, small letter, big letter, small letter, big letter. Yeah, that was my first. I think my first one of my first emails was Bubba123 big B small U big B. So on and so forth.
That's all wonderful for creativity too. You actually have to share the email with people and get them to.
It is interesting when you're like,
pat your head, rub your tummy. Now, twinkle your left index finger.
You're like, okay, everything seems in order for your job, Mr. Winters. Now, if we could just get your email. MagicMike69420 at gmail.com.
Right.
All one word, underscore.
Note to self, your LinkedIn email address should not have. But email Patrick. It's Patrick Smith.
PTRCK.
I think that's right.
Well, if you said no vowels.
Yeah, PTRCKSMTH 04 at gmail.com.
PTRCKSMTH.
Yes.
Patrick Smith.
Well, I was reading it and I was like, wait a minute, there's no vowels. That's the difference here.
You know why I did it? So two idiots on a morning show can sit and talk about it for a good solid 2 minutes.
Killed a good 6 minutes with that.
That's right. There it is. Well, thank you, Patrick.
That's my middle name.
I'll tell you this. It sticks in your head.
Yeah.
You remember. I remember. I'm not going to forget that email, you know?
You're right. Now you remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, his name is Patrick Smith. It's not like, Ismael.
Rodriguez. Oh, no.
Papadopoulos. Of course, he'd have like 3 letters.
Yeah.
Ismail's like all vowels. It's like Papadopoulos has got quite a few too. Yeah. We just call him IP. He's the IP man.
Vowels are so vital. God bless them. You don't really think about you take your vowels for granted, you know?
All right. My wife's here. Maybe she can answer this.
As a teacher, you want to turn your wife on.
They always used to say when I was a kid, and I don't think they teach this song anymore, but when they teach you the vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y.
Right.
When is the sometimes Y?
I got the answer.
I've
know the answer.
never come across this in my life where I had to know when the Y is a vowel.
Miss Sisson.
Yes, Sean.
Miss.
Yes, you may answer.
Rhythm. The
That
word
it?
rhythm is one of the only words where the Y is used for a vowel because there's no natural vowels in the word rhythm. RHYTHM.
So why did we create a whole rule for one word?
There's other words. I'm sure there's other words too, but I'm saying that's an example.
Okay. She give me the look of when she gets at me when I'm talking over.
Each syllable has to have a vowel in it. And so sometimes that Y will act as
serve
the
as that.
syllable
See that?
of the word.
That makes sense to me.
My daughter, I always laugh because my daughter's name is 2 consonants next to 2 vowels next to 2 consonants.
Yeah.
RHIANNON.
I've always wondered about the Aarons. Why do the Aarons need 2 A's?
AA, Ron? Yeah. I'm not really sure on that one.
But you see, it's always Aaron. It's 2 Aarons.
Because maybe it's a softer
Depends
A.
on where that word originated from.
I just see a lot of 2 Aarons.
I'm sorry. I'm a reading specialist, and I've been through trainings after training.
Well, the ones I know. One I know offhand is from Carlsbad. What does that tell you?
The origin of the word will have a lot to do with it. As in
A or wait.
Yes. You just got to let me have my...
I before E, except after C.
Yeah. I just...
She also gave me this look like, don't make me teach.
Actually...
I just got off, don't make me teach.
Well, using her rule about the Y, mystery would also be the Y in mystery would be a vowel.
MYST... because there's an E.
E-R.
M-Y-S-T. Mist.
Yeah,
that's one vowel.
Mist.
E,
or one.
Yes, Mr. E.
Yeah, that's one.
That's the vowel.
One.
Yeah, each syllable has to have
syllable,
a vowel
thank you.
in it.
Oh, yeah, in that syllable. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yep. So, under the rule, I just found a second word. All right, now I'm happy.
See?
Move on about our day.
We are, in fact, smarter than a second grader.
Well, that made sense when she said that. I was like, it has to have a vowel, has to be in a syllable for it to... So I'm like, okay, now I get it.
I love. It's always fun when a light turns on in Mike's head. See, this right here. This is a marriage that stands the test of time. You're still teaching each other stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Like I said, my guest unfortunately is not going to be able to make it today. So in its place, we're going to replay our interview. What?
You said its place.
Oh, in its place of the interview.
In place of the interview, yes.
Yes, that's right. Sorry, I was thinking.
He identifies as a he, just for the record.
Well, I was referring to the interview as an it. So, in the interview's place.
This is a grammar-heavy hour. Sorry, kids.
We're going to learn you something.
We just stopped learning.
But anyway, in place of having Patrick on the show, we're going to replay our interview we had with Mike Espiritu from the Roswell, Eddy County, or Chaves County, EDC, Eddy County, EDC, to talk about, we talked all about the Reno Air Races and how cool this is going to be and how excited we are. So we're going to play that interview for you here in just a bit. Something else I was going to mention, I completely spaced on it. Oh, well. It'll come to me.
We made his brain work in other ways, and so it just it left his head.
I'm sorry, I do feel a bit out of sorts still.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Well, they know about the Jeep. I said that it's broke down, and that you don't realize
that has thrown you off.
I don't have a vehicle. I'm relying on other people right now.
Even last night, you could tell.
I'm relying on other people, and that
your wife. I'm not other people. Come on.
What do you mean, you people?
In all fairness, last night, John LeMay, yes. Your sexy svelte author of Roswell, John LeMay. He's dreamy. I don't care what he says. He's dreamy. And
he's a handsome chunk of man meat. I'm not going to lie.
He gave me a ride home yesterday. So,
nice.
See? And tried to help me jump my fruitless effort to jump my vehicle.
Now, I got to ask, when he pulled up to your house, did you go, well, this is me. And then just wait, see what happens. He goes, well, Get out.
I did move in. He repelled back. So.
You got to go. It's the 80-20, man. You got to give the 80.
Yeah. I went 60 and he went back 30. So.
What you think this is?
Oh my gosh.
On that note, it's 8:17. Here's your weather. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Could get a few clouds early today, but then sunny this afternoon. Pretty warm, low to mid-90s on the high. We will be warming up as we get later on in the week. Clear tonight and mid-60s, and then we're expecting upper 90s to about 100 for the afternoon high on Thursday. We'll stay sunny. We do have a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Friday, and we'll stay in the mid-90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 68 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 63%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 16 miles per hour. Nice today, for me anyway. Partly cloudy, 89 for a high today. Winds will be out of the east, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 65 degrees. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For you Thursday, don't worry, back up into the hot. Sunny and hot, highs once again near 100. 99 officially with winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 63 degrees. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. We are looking at rain chances beginning Friday, a 20% chance for afternoon showers on Friday, mostly sunny otherwise with a high of 91. Winds out of the north, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers, mainly before midnight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 65. Saturday, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, partly cloudy, 92 for a high. And then a 30% for Saturday night, with an overnight low of 64, and then sunny on Sunday with a high of 96, and then Monday when you head back to work, 101 under sunny skies there. All right, 8:19, we're going to take a 4-minute break. Then we'll play our interview with Mike Espiritu from the EDC talking about the the Reno air races here in Roswell. That's up next. Don't go away.
Hello, this is State Senator Greg Nybert. As you know, I represent Chaves County in the State Senate for District 27. I've represented us in the legislature for 8 years. I'm asking for your vote so that I can continue to be your strong voice for Chaves County. It is important that you go vote. Voting in Chaves County has been light, and there are contested races on the ballot this year, so your vote is very important. Early voting ends Saturday, and Election Day is Tuesday, June 4th. As your state senator, I will continue to protect our Second Amendment rights, the right to life, our oil and gas industry, and our conservative Republican values. And I will, of course, do my best to bring economic development and growth to our community as I did with the recently announced Reno air races. I humbly ask for your vote for Greg Nybert in the upcoming Republican primary so we can keep Chaves County strong. Please go vote early this week. Election Day is Tuesday, June 4th.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Senate. Do you love your car?
Yes.
Well, Roswell Hyundai wants to help you keep your current car with a lower payment. Introducing Refi with Hyundai. Roswell Hyundai wants to help you refinance your current vehicle with rebates and discounts to lower your payment. If you're ready to upgrade, Roswell Hyundai has a fresh inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles with special financing available regardless of your credit with I-10 accepted. Don't forget, all new Hyundais come with a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty and 3 years of free oil changes. So, what makes Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? You do. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Hi, I'm Candy Spency-Zell, and I've spent my life farming and ranching here in southeastern New Mexico, like generations of my family before me. This is my home. I have a lifetime's worth of experience, especially when it comes to our water rights and our constitutional rights. I will always fight for you. I'm Candy Spency-Zell, and I'm asking for your vote for State Senate District 32 in the upcoming primary election, June the 4th.
Paid for by Candy Spency-Zell for State Senate District 32.
Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, here to announce that our geraniums are ready. So now the great debate begins. Are they pink or are they raspberry sorbet? Are they orange or are they Caribbean coral? Well, whatever you call them, they're the prettiest geraniums anywhere. We raise them in our own greenhouse, then send them home with you to brighten up the world. So come get yours now while the selection is best. Don't worry about the silly names.
I heard that.
Yes, dear. Coming, dear. Right away, dear. Of course, you're right.
When it comes to fighting the governor and her progressive lackeys in the state house, we need a proven conservative. This is Jared Hembry, and I have taken on the left-wing agenda as your conservative representative. New Mexico has serious issues, many of which are being ignored by the governor and the liberal left, and we need a representative who will fight to protect our way of life. I know what it takes to fight and win in Santa Fe. I am humbly asking for your trust and your vote on or before June 4th so I can continue to fight for what we believe.
Paid for by Jared Hembry for state representative.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660.
My name is Pat Boone, and I'm running for the New Mexico State Senate, District 27. My deep-rooted connection to the land and understanding of the challenges facing rural communities make me uniquely qualified to represent the interest of District 27 in the State Senate. I love this district and its people, and I look forward to representing you in Santa Fe. I'd appreciate your Republican primary vote on June 4th.
Paid for by Committee to Elect Pat Boone, New Mexico Senate, District 27, Mark McKay, Treasurer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
This morning, a man who And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, a man who finally has a free moment, I think, just for a second. Mike Espiritu with the Roswell-Chaves County Economic Development Corp. Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Good to have you back. And you've been a busy man the last, really a couple of years, but really in the last, of course, 6-8 months, it's been in the public lexicon here with the Reno air races. And of course, last week it was made official that Roswell has been awarded the Reno air races. And for now, for the foreseeable future, we are the home for, which I'm going to guess maybe they're going to change the name to Reno air races. I don't know.
But. Well, I don't know about that. It's I thought so too, that it'd be Roswell Air Racing Association or something. Yeah. But I think what I learned from their PR folks is the event is actually NCAR, National Championship Air Race. The only air race in the country that's accredited by the FAA. So it's kind of a big deal, right? So it's 7 classes of racing, and but the organization is the Reno Air Racing Association.
Gotcha.
So DBA, NCAR. So I don't know. They may keep it because they're going to.
Are they going to have any presence in Reno after this? Some kind of offices or something?
They might have an office for just a little while.
Okay.
But I don't think that it's going to be I don't know. It's hard to say at this point. It's kind of early.
Gotcha.
But they will have under NCAR, they'll have the logo, and then they'll have Roswell, New Mexico.
Gotcha.
Which is cool.
Absolutely.
Because then people around the world will know that. Because, this is an international event.
And that's what, some people realize, some don't. And this is at the level of like International Balloon Fiesta. This could get, as far as terms of putting Roswell, New Mexico on the map, even more so than it already is. I mean, let's face it, it's probably the most internationally known town of 50,000 people in the world.
Well, yeah, and absolutely. Wherever I travel, everyone know. I think I've met 3 people in the last 5 years that I don't know where Roswell is.
It's not very often,
right? So, but you're exactly right. It was as big as the Balloon Fiesta today,
right?
But it certainly has potential. But it's a second largest event.
That's what I'm saying.
In New Mexico,
the potential here for it to most communities don't have any kind of festival that garners this kind of attention. Roswell kind of has 2. We have the International UFO Festival. We're still known for that, and now the Reno Air Races, which, like you said, it really does have as far as bringing in the money, bringing in the pride and everything, just as much as International Balloon Fiesta. The logistics involved with it certainly are on par with it as far as the amounts of people that could be coming into this, maybe not next year, but as this thing grows. And because that's something too, is Reno Air Races are also growing. They're trying to get that sport more and more mainstream and more on people's radar and things. So they too are looking to probably capitalize a little bit on the Roswell name and try to make their own brand a little bit bigger. And if they can use Roswell to do that for them, amazing, great, win-win for everybody.
Well, the economic impact by the University of Nevada, Reno, was over $100 million every year, and some years are more than that. And the number of people that come to town can be anywhere from 50 to 80,000.
Sure.
And people go, the local folks here say that's a lot of people.
Sure.
Absolutely, because it's going to double our population,
Absolutely.
right? So we have to work towards how can we best support that, because you're right. I think it's going to continue to grow and gain more notoriety. I mean, there's so many international flyers in the races already. I think that it really puts us on the international map.
Absolutely.
And, not just the racing piece, because they're going to race next year. So in the mid-year point, May, June, they'll do what they call PRS, which is a pilot recertification school for pilots, especially on a new course, which this will be a new course.
New for everybody, yeah.
So we'll have a number of people here for about 10 days during that period, just to go through the training and the education component.
Sure.
And what's great is we've partnered with Eastern New Mexico University here with Dr. Powell and his folks, and they're providing classrooms and that kind of stuff. And
Good
of course,
deal.
and they're going to be flying, obviously.
Well,
and,
ENMUR has a unique, because of their location being at an old military base, they get to offer programs and things that are unique to that college that others don't. And so it kind of makes sense that they're involved with this, because they're already kind of, as far as education for aviation, they're kind of becoming a resource for New Mexico for that.
Well,
So
they have one of two aircraft maintenance technician programs in the state. Certified FAA programs for aircraft mechanics, and they're looking to boost their
It's a good
presence.
partnership.
Oh, absolutely. So we see some good things happen, and then of course September of 25 will be the first air race / air show.
That's our first. That's curtains up for the first one.
That's it. Yeah, they're going to have their last air show in October of this year in Reno, and then after that they're done. But they're not doing a race this year.
Gotcha. It's strictly just show and probably some demonstrations and things.
Yeah, and some exhibits.
competition.
And, but
like when you go to Holloman here in May for their air show.
Right. Same thing. So, but they had the Blue Angels coming in Reno this year, so they're pretty excited about that. And the Canadian Snowbirds, and I think they've got a Air Force demo team or something.
So
it's
some
going
of
to be
that
a big
probably
show.
coming to our town.
Well, we're gonna see that.
Yeah, when they
because
come here
they're part of the International Council of Air Shows, and that's the group that actually puts together these air shows and performers for all these different cities across the country.
And they usually rotate, if my knowledge is so. Like one year, if they have the Blue Angels, then the next year they'll have the Thunderbirds. So it's usually when they do air shows like that, the Thunderbirds and Blue Angels. Just for my time in the military, they kind of flip flop. So if a military base or air show has the Blue Angels one year, usually the next year they get the Thunderbirds. So, which is Air Force version versus the Navy version.
Sure, absolutely. So we're pretty excited about that. There's a lot of work to be done, but you're right. We've been on this journey for actually a little over a year. February of last year is when we started.
Yeah.
But the EDC in the very beginning has been very supportive. My board of directors, Kurt Gassett, that was the chairman at the time, and all the officers and all the directors were so supportive. We funded this attraction piece, which is it was a little over $100,000 out of our membership, because we're a membership organization as well as receiving some city and county funds, and because of that, our members really contributed to a great economic impact for the community. It's not just the event.
Absolutely,
there's other things that will happen.
Well, it's the support for it. There is the aftercare of. And the garnish, and let's face it, it's just bringing new business to the area. I would imagine we're going to see other businesses that are associated with the industry setting up shop here in Roswell, because that's where their customers are.
Exactly. When you bring that many people to our town and they start seeing that air center, they're going to say, we need to be here.
Sure.
We need to have a presence here. So we see that as a great leading off point.
Absolutely. And we've said for years, even before we were talking about Reno Air Races, we had this gem that is this air center. And you know, they built this base here many moons ago, and a place of this caliber does not have that kind of infrastructure available to it. Now, granted, yes, we got to do some work to it and all that, and get it, you know, modernized a little bit in some of this stuff. But the fact that we have it is just that most places don't have that kind of thing. So for us to be able to bring in the Reno Air Races is going to, by default, make what we all want to happen here. You know, I mean, it kind of. I was telling you on the phone, I said it on the radio last week. I said, this is kind of our Kennedy speech. You know, we'll put a man on the moon before the end of the decade kind of thing here. This is our moment to do that. We've been awarded the Reno Air Races. Now we're gonna make sure that we're ready come next September to get ready for this. And so I guess the next question is, what's next for Roswell here? What now that we've been awarded, what do we got to do to get ready?
Well, there's work. I mean, we have grandstands, and we have parking and an RV parking area. We have to lay out the air center. They're doing a lot of that work too. I mean, you know, Rah-Rah, they've been doing this for 60 years.
Sure. So they kind of know how to set up a.
Yeah, they pretty well know what they're doing. Sure. You know, the reason they're leaving Reno is because they're being pushed out by commercialization. People, you know, the folks here want to build hangars for the big box shipping stores,
sure,
and stuff like that. So that's what's happening. And you know, quite frankly, you know, we competed with 38 other cities.
We only heard about 6, but there was a lot more than 6.
A lot more than 6. Yeah. But you know, we're very fortunate to be selected. You know, anywhere they went, they would have had challenges.
Absolutely.
But we certainly have a few too. You know, we don't have lodging for 80,000 people right now, but what we did was we took a regional approach, you know, with Ruidoso and Artesia and Hobbs and Carlsbad and Portales and Clovis. I mean, from a regional perspective, rooms.
Absolutely.
We have the RV parking. We're going to build more.
And to be honest, we need more, and this is an excuse to do that. You know what I mean? Where people were maybe on the fence on bringing that type of thing, now they've got the thing that pushed the needle over the edge.
That's right. And you know, Mike, this year-long event, or over a year-long event, didn't happen just by itself.
No, I mean, it was years of talks, and
hours and hours and hours. More meetings than I can think to remember. But the key is we had a great team of people from the very beginning that worked together across the city and county, together worked towards getting us to today. And if it hadn't been for those people, we couldn't have done what we did. You know, we had to submit a RFP proposal, and I understand it was really one of their best proposals they received. But we did hire someone to do that. So, you know, we really took it serious from the beginning.
Sure.
You know, and they said, Mike,
and you have to.
And they said at the beginning, you know, if they could afford it based upon a community they felt, you know, secure and wanted, because they haven't felt that way in Reno for quite a while, they would have picked us a long time ago.
Awesome.
But they said, you know, we were in first the whole time, and here we are. We're in first now.
Well, I'm glad they wanted us as much as we wanted them. That's what it sounds like.
I think it'll be a good partnership. You know, they call themselves the September Family, and I'm not sure you heard that, but in each September is when everyone comes together, and it's even though it's that many people and that many pilots,
sure,
they are truly a family.
Yeah,
and now we're part of the September Family as well.
So and it makes sense too, because it's because face it, I'm going to take a guess that majority, not all, but the majority of the family, the community, have military background and were flyers or mechanics in the military themselves. And that by default garners a sense of camaraderie and so I think it just carried over into that.
Well, you know, you're in the service, and you know, exactly. when you're a veteran, and believe me, they really believe in supporting our veterans. I mean, the two things that they really believe in strongly, obviously besides the racing and all that stuff, is respecting the veterans. In fact, they have a Veterans Appreciation Day one day during the race.
Excellent.
And the other is for the youth. They have scholarship programs for young people in aviation, and you know, it's great to have those other amenities besides just we're going to put on an air show and we're going to make a little money. But you know what? They make a little money, but they spend a lot of money too. It takes a lot to put this event on.
Well, and that's just it. That's the thing too. Is this is great for everybody because they're going to come here, like you said. They're going to, especially this first time where it's new for everybody, you know, and they're going to be getting the lay of the land and exploring everything and obviously shopping in our shops, staying in our hotels, eating in our restaurants, staying in our RV parks, bringing money into it. But it's another chance for Roswell to showcase Roswell again. So when we get an influx of people that weekend in September here, we're going to do like we do UFO Festival and any other time where we welcome them and show them the cool things and say, hey, while you're here, don't forget to go to Bitter Lake and Bottomless Lake and go to, all these other great amenities we have here. Don't forget to shop our Main Street corridor and visit some of these mom and pop. Have you tried your green chili? Yeah, you can't leave Roswell without having something green.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? That's we get to turn that on and it's going to bring more business. It's going to bring, we're going to, in essence, for businesses, we look at UFO Festival as kind of a Black Friday-esque type weekend, as far as, now we got another one in September. It really is an opportunity for mom and pops to grow and for major businesses to grow.
Well, the races it'll be around the end of September time frame. They haven't picked a date yet, but it'll be the end of September. And it's bookend by the races ending Labor Day weekend in Ruidoso.
Mm-hmm.
It's also bookend by the Balloon Fiesta in early October.
Right.
Folks can come here and have so many different experiences, and we of course we've been telling them all those different amenities because they don't have to just come here for the races. They can come here and visit
do the circuit,
visit New Mexico.
Yeah.
And every time they come, they'll see something different. They go to White Sands. They go to Carlsbad Caverns,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so many good things.
Sure.
And our regional partners, are all excited as much as we are.
And I imagine there's a few history buffs when they learn about all the Billy the Kid and all the other side history that people don't. Aliens. Wait a minute, you got this other history too. They're gonna have that light bulb moment, like everybody else. Like, oh wow, there's so much more going on than aliens in Roswell. And
I really see, Mike, as you mentioned earlier, I see a big influx of not only supporting our local business people today, but all the other businesses that will rise up and entrepreneurship. They're going to need everything. If you think about food service, security, sanitation,
Mm-hmm.
The list goes on and on and on. And if anyone has interest, call my office.
Absolutely.
We're putting together pretty much a spreadsheet of people and the services and products they can provide, and then we'll push that to the RAW folks, because part of the next step, as you asked earlier, is what are we doing now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we're getting ready for PRS, Pilot Certification School. So that means we've got to get the course ready. They have a course designer. He's an engineer. That's what he does. He's already laid out.
They probably have a rough idea what it looks like already.
Well, he came out here. I couldn't tell you. There's been so many visits, and actually penciled out a course design on the back of a napkin with one of the pilots. So we have to get ready for that.
That's military.
Yeah,
that's
military.
That sounds vintage sort of military guy.
But there's retired 4-star generals, Air Force, that are been part of this for years, and
it makes sense,
a lot of folks,
especially these fighter pilot types. They got an itch to scratch, and let's face it, I'm guessing the Reno Air Races scratches that itch.
Well, what's cool though is our location. We're central to a lot of military. Not only Holloman but Clovis, and
I would imagine too they're going to want to get more involved. Cannon, certainly Clovis and Holloman, I would imagine, probably want to get more involved, and because let's face it, they see this as a recruitment tool, because the military, especially Air Force and Space Force, they need to up the numbers here. So I imagine they're going to be using this as a recruiting tool for them too. It's as much, for their PR as it is this is a win for New Mexico. As much as for Roswell, it's a win for New Mexico. And why do you think the governor was down and involved, and, lieutenant governor and everything else? They understand the economic benefit this brings to not just Roswell, but the entire state of New Mexico.
The Mayor Jennings and I, we've done a lot of work towards funding, and through his efforts, with the governor back in early this year, and she pledged $2 million, and we haven't been awarded, the event yet.
Good.
But she did say, I would like our local legislators to, show their support. And they pulled together under Greg Nybert's leadership and Candy Azell and Jared Hembry, those three. Actually, let me first talk about Greg Nybert, what Senator Nybert did. He got every legislator in this region and they put together $1 million. And that $1 million was to support the air races, and it was out of their capital outlay. You know, capital outlay, I don't know if you know how that works, but
it's kind of, you got to have a list, and you got to make the list, and to change the list, it's very
it's very complicated.
Yes,
yes,
it's not easy to just put something on there. Right.
Well, their list was finalized,
Yeah.
and if it hadn't been for the council of governments with Dora and Debbie Lee and Paul and those guys, we couldn't got there.
That's awesome.
So they pledged $1 million with the governors too. That's $3 million. That helped us move to the finish line. Plus, the governors pledged additional support should they come. Well, here we are. So we'll plan another visit up to see her and the mayor and I and probably the chairman of the board, Fred Telling. By the way, you know, the EDC is having their annual gala for the first time, 18th of July.
Okay.
At the convention center.
Excellent.
We anticipate a lot of folks there. We're doing awards to local business people, about 20 employees and above.
Oh, cool.
Less than 20 employees.
Honoring some some locals and some businesses and some employees.
Right,
That's awesome.
and we're having the best of Chaves County in different things, like the best place for enchiladas.
There you go.
So voting's been continuing, going on. Go to chavescounty.net. That's our website. You can vote online, and we have categories, and we have quite a few people that have already voted. I mean, quite a few, nearly 1,000.
Well,
so
when it comes to favorite foods and things, people have opinions. So share them.
Well, the reason I share this event with you is because our keynote speaker is going to be the chairman of the board of Reno Air Racing, Fred Telling. He's going to be our keynote.
To get a chance to peel back and learn a little bit more about Reno Air Racing.
That's
I'm
right.
Sure he's
that's
got
right.
a lot to share with us about.
Yep, I think it'll be a great presentation.
Because
and
really,
it'll be a fun night.
that's kind of where we're at now. It's their family and our family kind of, having a family reunion, get together.
We're a blended family.
Yeah, exactly.
So
this
is
pretty
exciting.
But yeah, at the end of the day, this is a partnership that I really feel like this is going to be something like 20 years from now. Reno and the air races, it's synonymous. It's going to be, it's going to be one of those things, and who knows? You're going to turn on ESPN every September. We're in Roswell, New Mexico for the annual Reno Air. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's what we're going to be dealing with. It'll be like the Masters you turn in, for Augusta. All of a sudden, same thing for the Reno Air races. You turn on the TV to see Roswell, New Mexico in the spotlight for that.
Well, you get to see that because you have like ESPN and others that cover live events. I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So
and to be honest, I'm excited just to see it. Like I've seen the videos and I've seen it, but I don't think it does it justice to
it
to actually be there at the thing. And
when you
and to
see it and you feel the rumble and hear it's
when you got like the 5 or 6 planes coming by you, when
tip to tip,
feet apart. Yeah, just I imagine.
Well, you remember they're only 500 feet above the ground.
Yeah, they're
right?
treetop level. If we had trees. Well,
the jet class they travel over 500 miles an hour.
Yeah, and those get loud.
And you think about that. I mean, that's a lot of aircraft moving at a really fast speed with a lot of noise. It's thrilling.
Yeah.
And then you throw the air shows are actually kind of like, in my mind, a filler between the races. So you've got demonstration teams performing between the races,
Plus
and
the static aircraft, because to me that's the part I like, is you get to get up and close and look at these aircraft, and they're not gonna let you get in there and turn wrenches and stuff, but to see it feet from you and to see, and then of course, usually with air shows they'll bring in probably military aircraft, and you just get to see things that you never get to see up close.
Yeah, and you're right about the military aircraft, because they do bring in big aircraft and people get walk through them and stuff. They did last September when I was there. And then a lot of legacy aircraft. It's so cool to see these old warbirds that are
to me,
still flying.
It's
It's a blast.
It reminds me of a kid, because one of my favorite things as a kid was going to, and I grew up in Maryland, D.C. area, was going to the Andrews Air Force Base Air Show every May. We go. Sometimes we went as a school field trip. We got to do it, and that's probably part of why I went in the military, because it was so cool to me. So I'm so excited to see that kind of thing right here in Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah, well, it's pretty exciting. But we'll probably put out a call to certain services and stuff that we don't know. I mean, we're going to go to everyone local, obviously, first, and then we'll go to our region second, and then we'll go after that. So because that's the economic development. Support our community.
And if you're a local business here or start a business, please reach out to Mike and his staff here at the EDC. Become a member, because that's supporting and supporting not only your business but all of our businesses here, and also at the same time here, use this as a springboard to bring in these more businesses. Maybe you have an idea. Maybe you're like, I've been having an idea for a business now, and now the Reno, oh my gosh, it's the planets are aligning. I need to do this now. Talk with Mike. Let's see if we can. Let's see what we can do to see if what the EDC can help make this to fruition for you, and then of course come out to the banquet here in July. If you go to the website, get your tickets, get your reservations and all that done now. Give out the website one more time.
It's chaviscounty.net.
chaviscounty.net. So it's pretty easy to remember.
If they want to email me, it's mike@chaviscounty.net.
Yeah. And of course, if you look for Mike on Facebook or whatever, you can look him up, and he'll be happy to get you information or meet with you if you do any of that.
Yeah, get on the EDC Facebook page, and because we'll post a lot of stuff in there as we progress on. So, because we want people to know what roles they can play if they choose to.
Absolutely.
And they're going to look for volunteers too. In Reno, they had like 1,200 volunteers. They've talked to the volunteer group. They think still a number will come down, but they're going to want local people.
Absolutely.
Because people know Roswell better than. Who knows better than Roswell than Roswell people, right?
And I know we've talked in the past, like they like to support nonprofits and things.
Absolutely.
So your American Legions and Kiwanis clubs and all that stuff, there's probably going to be opportunities to get involved with your organizations through various ways, shapes, and forms where you can make money for your organization at the same time supporting the Reno air races in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, what I saw in Reno, Mike, was they had parking lots that were run by the Boy Scouts, for example, and they shared profits, and they made
they're really good dollars. They're partnering good with the community.
They really are. And the civic clubs, I will share with you what they told us is that most of these organizations used to have fundraisers every now and then, car washes, bake sales. How much money can you really generate? Well, they said that they can usually do 1 or 2 events now because of that, because of the Reno air races.
It covers them for the year.
The income is so good, which is great. And they give back to the community in so many different ways. So they're not just here to run races, but they're here to be part of the fabric of our town. I think that's really important. But
absolutely.
I do want to stress again, Mike, how important it was for the people that worked on this together to make it happen. Because it wasn't Mike, it was a lot of us, and I'll tell you, having a lot of city councilors were involved. Mike Matthews, Karen Sanders for the city, Chad Cole, the mayor. I mean, so many people. And I would probably forget someone if I don't try to go with their names. But the bottom line is this.
Absolutely.
Couldn't have done without a team event, because that's what it is. It was a team event. And it really helped us look at ourselves, too. Because, if we could do this, what else can we do?
Absolutely.
And I think, and the county was involved. The county manager, Bill Williams, Dick Taylor, Dara Dana. I mean, they're all so supportive.
Absolutely.
In fact, Chaves County even gave us additional funding to help offset some of the expenses we are facing. So we are, last fiscal year, which we appreciate. So
sure.
Again, I think you're finding that our Chaves County folks and our Roswell City folks, with EDC, the three of us entities, we're like together on this, and we can achieve so much more.
Absolutely.
Because we're doing it together.
Absolutely.
And we don't care who gets credit. Who gets credit? The people in Roswell and Chaves County.
Absolutely.
And our surrounding region.
Well, and I know you're talking about a lot of people, and you're absolutely correct. There are so many people that moved mountains to make this happen, and yourself included. I know you're saying it's just Mike, but I know a lot of things would not happen had you and the EDC not personally spearheaded or moved in or did. Anytime there was a roadblock or a muddying of the path here, yourself and the EDC was there to help navigate through that. So it was an all hands on deck, and we're so thankful to our legislators and our city and county and all our other folks, private entities that were involved in making this happen. But the EDC definitely, you guys deserve a huge thank you for making the gears turn for this one.
I started to tell you about Craig Nyberg and what he did, but Candy Azell and Hembry put together a bill this last session for $10 million. The mayor and I went and testified with them, and they passed a couple committees and couldn't make it through the last one because it was a third-day session. It was tough. So and it was Jared Hembry's first bill, by the way. But it was,
right when you got thrown in the wolves, here, welcome to the legislature. Here you go. Here's your first bill.
But our plan is to go. Okay, now we have the $3 million, 2 from the governor, 1 from the other legislators from capital outlay. Then so we're going to go back up to them and say, okay, Governor, Where's the other 7?
That's right. Time to put this money into infrastructure.
Well, we're hopeful. We're hopeful. We're going to ask. And, that's important because can you imagine moving a house this big from Reno after 60 years and what that's going to take logistically?
It is a kind of Herculean effort here that's going on. And
it is.
But the good news is, since we do have the support of the governor and everybody, we're going to, things that we found a little harder to get done, this one will probably have a few less hurdles and roadblocks. We'll find that the people, since we're getting support from the people in power, certain roadblocks and things will magically just not be as big an issue.
Having the lieutenant governor down here was great, and the governor would have been here for the announcement last week, but she was out of the state,
and she's been involved in other aspects of this too.
Yeah, she has, and in fact, when we met with her in January, she was very supportive. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to pledge money to something that hasn't happened, or what I mean, and I get that.
It's a concept.
Yeah. So, but for them to do that was a big,
absolutely
big important thing for all of us. So
we'll reach out to Mike and EDC here, especially if you're wanting to get more involved in this as a business or an organization, or CPT, or if you've got ideas or that's the other thing too. This is fluid. Yes, the Reno Air Races, they have the way they do things and all that, but we're also creating a new tradition here. We're creating a new, so what can we bring to the party? Maybe there's some Roswell influence that we bring to the Reno Air Races that makes it part of the tradition too. Well, time for you guys to step up and be a part of that. Who knows what that is? But,
exactly.
That's what makes these events great. Is we're going to put our stank on it a little bit too. And I think, whatever that comes to be, I know we always hear the joke about a UFO category, but whatever. Roswell will put its flavor on this thing, and I think that's where we come in, we the people. So,
yep, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be great times.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a busy year, but
it's going to be exciting, and I can't wait to see it. And to be honest, next September we'll get here before we know it. And
absolutely,
it'll happen.
Absolutely.
Mike, is there anything we wanted to mention that we just got?
Hey, so we have Builtwise and Turnkey Ventures, a modular housing company that purchased the former bus plant that's been vacant for almost 20 years.
Yeah,
and over 300 jobs. I mean, that's a big deal.
There is other business going on in town besides A races.
There is. Yeah. Guys are going to make those modular housing units pretty much a Western expansion. Their main plant's in South Carolina, so they're going to be homes for West Texas and as far as Colorado, Denver, and all over the region. So
jobs and housing, two things we can use more of, and they're checking both boxes.
Yeah. Well, the mayor and I and others are working towards 4-lane and 380 because we know they're going to start sending stuff that way, I would suspect. And you know how safe that road is. Mm-hmm. It isn't. So we really need to get the funding secured through that.
Things like this make that happen.
Yep. Well, these type of events where it's going to bring lots of people in and out, you need the infrastructure to do that.
Yep.
And we realize that, obviously, and others, hopefully the lawmakers will do that. Maybe there's some federal funding. We did meet the governor, the mayor and I did go to D.C. too and met with Senator Lujan.
Okay.
Ben Ray Lujan. And we had a great meeting with the senator, and he pledged support. And so we got support at every aspect. There's a couple naysayers out there, but I don't think they understand the impact, the good impact it's going to have for Roswell.
Well, and people, there's always going to be that. And and to be honest, the naysayers make the resolve that much more stronger. You know what I mean? It's like, watch me.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. And I'm telling you, Roswell's about to, in southeast New Mexico, is about to impress everybody.
Well, I think and you're right. I think we're on that. We are on that cusp. We are really turning into a better place for a lot of different things. Yeah, you still have some other things we need to tackle. City's got some budget stuff they need to work through and other things. But you know what? If you look at by far what's going on, there's a lot of great things happening. We're starting to see some construction. We're going to see more construction because of this and because of Builtwise.
Absolutely.
So.
Maybe we finally get over that 50,000 hump on the census.
I don't think we're ever going to worry about 50. I don't think we'll ever worry about 50 again, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but anyway, again, thanks for having me this morning.
That way you can get your Olive Garden. Everyone will be happy.
That's right. Everybody put in your request now. And by the way, we're working with other companies and other projects. So there's other things going on.
Oh, yeah. I've heard all about new restaurants and new businesses coming in on the daily.
And there's new aviation stuff that we're working on, too. So, I mean, it's all, you know, what it is people started seeing this as a real strong possibility. Now they're anxious to be here, to be part of it on that, you know, like that early bird gets a worm. That's what's happening.
The table's set now where maybe Roswell's going to be a boom town here soon. Who knows?
Could be. And and for a diversified economy too.
Absolutely.
You know, not just one industry. It's several industries.
Yeah, exactly.
On so many different fronts.
Well, that's what we're talking about. The modular homes here. You know, the Reno. I mean, just these various industries that are gonna. Yeah, and that's how a town becomes recession-proof and depression-proof.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
Is when you have diversity in your income and what you're doing for. When you're one trick pony, it's oil and gas. We all know that. When it's great, it's great. But we're a one trick pony in a lot of this part of the country. And when it's bad, it's bad. And so Roswell has been shielded from some of that because of our agriculture. Well, you know, we got a foot in each one of these, so we don't get as impacted as bad as, say, Hobbs does or Carlsbad does. That being said, we're doing more things to even cement that when oil's bad or when these things happen, Roswell is less impacted by that type of.
You know, and really what's going on, Mike, too, is it's a perfect storm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got the city and the county work together, which doesn't happen in a lot of places across the country.
Pigs are flying all of a sudden, right?
People want to do things for all the right reasons and care about it.
Absolutely.
And I mean, holy smokes, it makes it a real pleasure to be here in Roswell doing stuff and being part of it, because you could just see this vision of what Roswell is going to become.
Absolutely.
And now we have people, our city leaders, our county leaders, working towards that means, and that's really, really important. And don't forget our state legislators. I mean,
absolutely,
they're a very big part of it. And not only through funding, but also their support.
Absolutely.
Because there might be some laws or legislation that we need to maybe make some.
We're going to have growing problems, because that's what happens when you grow, and it's a good thing. We may have to need some legislation or some things down the road to meet those needs. But, you know, that's always part of when you're getting bigger and growing, that things tend to, you know, that's a good problem to have. You hear that all the time. I don't have enough tables because everyone's in my restaurant now. That's a good problem to have.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have those kind of moments here, but we'll get through them.
That's right.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, as always, Mike, appreciate the visit.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Maybe get a little bit of rest before tackling the next phase here of everything.
Yeah, well, I got something already on the.
He's already got a thing on the burner.
So it's all good. But thank you for having us.
Anytime, and we'll get you next time. And we can't wait to see the progress of all this exciting stuff.
Sure thing.
Good deal.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, 7:57. Quick break. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Candy Spency-Zell, and I've spent my life farming and ranching here in southeastern New Mexico, like generations of my family before me. This is my home. I have a lifetime's worth of experience, especially when it comes to our water rights and our constitutional rights. I will always fight for you. I'm Candy Spency-Zell, and I'm asking for your vote for State Senate District 32 in the upcoming primary election, June the 4th.
Paid for by Candy Spency-Zell for State Senate District 32.
Your home for Kim Commando in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Former President Trump back at that Manhattan courthouse he's become so familiar with over the past month or so. He's there as jurors in his criminal case prepare to decide his fate.
Today's deliberations will follow a marathon day of closing arguments in which a prosecutor accused Trump of trying to hoodwink voters in the 2016 presidential election by participating in a scheme meant to stifle stories. Trump faces 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. He's pleaded not guilty and denied all the charges. At criminal court in Manhattan, I'm Julie Walker.
Another U.S. military drone has gone down in Yemen. What's not clear at this point is whether it was shot down by Iran-backed Houthi rebels based in Yemen. So this is how they plan to do it, how Democrats will get Joe Biden on the Buckeye ballot.
President Biden will be formally nominated as the Democratic presidential nominee through a virtual roll call ahead of the party's official convention in Chicago in August. That will allow Biden to appear on the November ballot in Ohio. The Democratic National Convention, where the president would otherwise be formally nominated, comes after Ohio's ballot deadline of August 7th. The party's convention is scheduled for August 19th through the 22nd. The DNC did not say when the virtual roll call will take place, but is expected in the weeks after the committee's June 4th Rules and Bylaws Committee meeting. I'm Norman Hall.
More heavy weather in Texas, this time hitting the Dallas and Houston areas. Huge hailstones, flooding rains, vicious winds left one person dead in the Houston area yesterday. Forecasters warn there could be more severe weather on the way later today. Sell-off underway this morning on Wall Street. The Dow is down 368 points, loss of close to 1%. NASDAQ off 47 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everyone wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
South Africans voting in an election that's considered their country's most important in decades.
The people that we've been speaking to here, when you mention the word coalition, many of them don't look very happy. Coalitions in the past at a lower level of government have been associated with backbiting, backstabbing, infighting, and eventually they collapse, leaving a gap in leadership and a gap in service delivery. And at such a fragile time in this country, nobody wants a disjointed government. That's the general sentiment that we've been getting.
And that's the BBC's Wahika Marara. The U.S. has named a new representative to Taiwan as Communist China boosts its threats against the self-governed island following the election of a new president who wants the territory to maintain its de facto independence. China claims Taiwan as its own territory. This week it staged naval and air force exercises that surrounded the island in a simulated blockade. News and analysis, townhall.com. He'll have a lot of time behind bars to think about what he did.
The man convicted of attacking the husband of Nancy Pelosi with a hammer 2 years ago has apologized in federal court, but still received 30 years in prison at an unusual resentencing hearing that resulted from judicial error. David DePape was sentenced on May 17th for 20 years for attempting to kidnap Nancy Pelosi and 30 years for the October 2022 assault on Paul Pelosi. But the judge failed to allow the defendant to address the court at that sentencing, so that's why there was another hearing in which DePape said, "I'm sorry for what I did." I'm Shelley Adler.
Federal appeals court has declined to halt the upcoming execution of an Alabama man who was convicted in the beating death of an elderly couple during a 2004 robbery. A man scheduled to be put to death tomorrow evening. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Candy Spency-Zell, and I've spent my life farming and ranching here in southeastern New Mexico, like generations of my family before me. This is my home. I have a lifetime's worth of experience, especially when it comes to our water rights and our constitutional rights. I will always fight for you. I'm Candy Spency-Zell, and I'm asking for your vote for State Senate District 32 in the upcoming primary election, June the 4th.
Paid for by Candy Spency-Zell for State Senate District 32. At River Flooring, Roswell's premier quality flooring destination, commitment to excellence is key. Serving all of southeastern New Mexico, River Flooring offers a vast selection of flooring options at the lowest prices in town, ensuring you the best value with their price match guarantee. At River Flooring, you get free in-home estimates, convenient next-day appointments, financing options, and excellent service you don't find at big box stores. From hardwood and tile to luxury vinyl and carpet, River Flooring wants to earn your business, residential or commercial. To learn more about River Flooring and the many services offered, visit their website at riverflooring.com or stop by 205 North Virginia in Roswell and meet the River Flooring family and staff today. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
What in the wide
wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tabloid said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope your Wednesday is going amazingly well. Those fine folks at Richland bailing me out as we speak.
Yes.
Going to get my vehicle. My wife is on the case helping them get that hooked up. And
nice.
Good to be a brand champion.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying.
Riding for the brand that rides for you.
Big thank you to them for being hooking
This
a brother
really
up.
is like it's become like a sponsored segment.
Yeah, it has.
It's like Rescue Mike, brought to you by Richland Motors.
Real life.
It's amazing when that can happen.
Since we're doing PSAs, I always tell people, vote for whoever you want to. As long as you have your reasons, I'm cool with it. And they're valid reasons other than they're signed with free.
Sure.
That being said, I don't vote who you feel is best, but for the love of God, go vote. Get out there and vote. I was hearing that the early numbers are really low right now, like at 4% or something really low. And I know there's a lot of people out there that I don't know how, but don't even are aware that we got a vote coming up here on June 4th.
They're like, wait, it's when?
Yeah. So
a week from now?
Whether you vote
a week from today?
Yeah, whether you vote on election day
yesterday.
or vote early, please get out there and vote. This is the numbers in this part of the state are always
abysmal.
And to be honest, your candidates don't have a chance when no one shows up to vote.
Right.
So you better
and these are the races
turn
that
out and
actually
vote.
matter. These are the ones that affect you most closely.
And I've seen all of you complain on social medias in various ways about this and that. You don't like this, and we all hate something. Sitting on Facebook, sitting on social media, telling the world ain't fixing a thing.
Nope.
No matter how many important people you're talking to on Facebook or think you're talking to, it don't matter. What does matter is you circling in the little egg oval next to the names of the people that you think would do the job. So go do that.
You know what I think that would draw more people to the polls? More interesting ways to vote. Like back in the day, hold on, I'll roll out in a second, but I got a point. Back in the day when like the Chad was a thing, and you had like poke a needle thingy through that's fun. You need to make voting more tactile.
But the hanging Chad caused a whole kerfluffle.
Sure. But make easier removable Chads. I just think that was a fun way to vote. I think if you just made things more fun for the voter, it might bring more people out.
Why don't you make it like Pokemon?
Oh, so you're saying that people should Pokemon go to the polls?
Yeah.
Okay,
we're going to be
Hillary.
doing that. But please, vote. Don't just complain on Facebook all day. Get out there and actually vote, because that's actually how you make a difference. So I was just seeing I was hearing people saying that the numbers are down, and of course, political candidates that season. And they're all saying the voter turnout right now is pretty low. So vote, whether on election day or vote early, vote. Vote for I don't care who you vote for, as long as the people that align with what you believe in and you vote and you have actual reasons for that, then I am okay with it. You vote. But don't sit on Facebook and sit on those pages. I see the pages and say pontificate your wisdom and then not vote. So go vote. It is 11 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. Then here in about 5-10 minutes, we're going to have the folks from American Legion Post 61 family join us, give us an update on what's happening through American Legion. Of course, we do have state convention coming up. I can still say next month because it's May 29th. So we're officially next month. I can't say that at the end of the week, but right now it's next month. But we'll talk about that with them and get an update on all things American Legion here in just a few. Later on in the hour, we'll also get you up to date with news of the local variety, Wall Street Business Update. Got some political ads for you as well, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that stuff, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Could get a few clouds early today, but then sunny this afternoon. Pretty warm, low to mid-90s on the high. We will be warming up as we get later on in the week. Clear tonight and mid-60s, and then we're expecting upper 90s to about 100 for the afternoon high on Thursday. We'll stay sunny. We do have a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Friday, and we'll stay in the mid-90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 69 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 61%. Winds are currently out of the south at 14 miles per hour. Sunny today and a little cooler than yesterday. 89 are expected high today. Winds will be out of the east, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some of this overcast helping there. Mostly clear tonight. We're looking at an overnight low of 65 degrees. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny. Back up near 100 tomorrow, 99 officially. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, tomorrow night, mostly clear. 63 for an overnight low with southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday and Saturday, there's rain chances. Slight rain chances, but rain chances. 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms on Friday. Otherwise, sunny and 91. Winds out of the north. 5 to 15 miles per hour. Hiccups. Sorry about that. Friday night, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Partly cloudy, 65 for an overnight low. 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms Saturday afternoon. Partly cloudy, 92 otherwise. 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms Saturday night. Partly cloudy, 64 for an overnight low. Sunny and 98 for Sunday, and sunny and 101 when you head back to work on Monday. All right, it is 14 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a commercial break here, about a 4-minute break, and then we'll talk American Legion Post 61 biz on the other side. Don't go away.
This is Dr. Anna Arnett. I have been practicing primary care medicine in Southeast New Mexico for 25 years. This election, I strongly urge you to support Candy Spence-Ezell for Senate District 32 because she will be the best advocate for protecting our health care. I am disappointed in the misleading characterization of her record by outside voices. In her time as a legislator, Candy has always worked hard for us and has been a strong voice for the medical community. Candy is an advocate of southeastern New Mexico, especially fighting for doctors and patients and our rural healthcare system. As you may be aware, there is a severe doctor shortage in New Mexico. That's why we need Candy to continue to fight for us. She cares about each of us, and she cares about making our health care better. Join me this election in voting for Candy Spence-Ezell for State Senate.
Paid for by Candy Spence-Ezell for State Senate District 32.
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. But everyone's story is different. So the question is, how will you tell yours? Behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, mower, or Gator utility vehicle. Run with us and start telling your story today.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
This is State Senator Bill Scherer, the senior Republican in the State Senate. My voting record is ranked as the most conservative in the Senate. I want to tell you about my conservative Republican friend, Greg Nybert. I strongly endorse Senator Greg Nybert and urge you to support him as well. Behind the scenes in Santa Fe, Greg is a strategist and a tactician who helps our side defeat the progressive agenda. We desperately desperately need him to help us fight MLG's agenda. Greg is the only Republican lawyer in the state Senate, and we cannot stop bad leftist legislation without him. That is just one of the reasons it is crucial you turn out to vote in this election for Greg Nybert. He is the conservative leader that New Mexico needs. Please vote for Greg Nybert in the upcoming Republican primary for state Senate.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for state Senate.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Age Safety Facility. Equal opportunity employer.
This is Chad Hamill, and I'm running to be your next senator for District 32. My opponent, Candy Azell, can't defend her 20-year record in the Santa Fe swamp, so she's attacking other people's families and kids on the radio. That's the difference in this race. Candy attacks other people's kids while I'm running to protect yours. And on my record, as a fire chief, I have seen the devastation of open borders. Fentanyl overdoses are out of control. As a small business owner here in the community, I know firsthand how politicians in Santa Fe have destroyed small businesses for our communities. As a previous school board member, I know local control has been ripped away from our schools. It is time for a change. The same old just isn't working. I will be your conservative voice in Santa Fe. Career politicians have gotten New Mexico into this mess, but as a firefighter, I've made my living running towards problems, and I'm ready to fix the problems. I humbly ask for your vote on June the 4th so we can put the fire out in Santa Fe. Paid for by friends Chad Hamill.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
It's very true. They say that she missed the beginning of the stat there. It said men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. It's because we're more likely to stand out in a thunderstorm with a aluminum foil on our hat.
All right. I was thinking golf clubs, but that works.
That's right. Good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from our American Legion Post 61 family, of course, Commander Lee and Auxiliary President Jen back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody doing?
Good.
Joey Soil Key.
That's always a start, right? Yeah, better here, right? So, and technically, my wife's here too, so we have another auxiliary member.
Yes, we do.
We have all 4 of us, all Legionnaires in the room.
Woohoo!
Legion family here. So. Very good. But of course, we had the Memorial Day weekend. We got, unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but it sounds like we had a good turnout for
We
Saturday.
really did, yeah.
And for Monday
Yes.
as well, too, here.
Big shout out to the community. We want to thank everybody that came out, and there were people mowing and weed whacking and cleaning off graves. We really appreciate that.
I heard
very
more conversations about the power drill is the most useful tool.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. We actually put
cemetery.
that out. I think it was on Facebook, and we said, hey, bring your power tool because the caliche is really bad. You're not going to be able to drive that piece of wood into the dirt real easy.
Well,
so some people bring screwdrivers, other people bring
maybe
drills.
they need to. I know they have wood drill bits and metal drill bits. Maybe we need New Mexico dirt drill bits.
Cemetery drill bit.
Yeah. Designated for the dirt in New Mexico soil.
Right.
But.
The official Memory Lawn. I can see it now, the branding.
That's
Memory
right.
Lawn Memorial Cemetery official drill bit.
That's right. Like the metal ones are all bent and crooked.
Yeah,
but
lifetime warranty.
Right?
Yeah. But we're partners with, what is that, True Value
That's
Hardware.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we can get it like Snap-on or Craftsman.
Yeah,
one of
there you
these,
go.
Get a sponsorship.
Get somebody to develop it for us.
That's right.
You know? And we'll get, like a 1% royalty for the rest of our lives or something.
That's right. Put a.
I think we're on to something here.
Well, we need money. We need money. We got to find ways to make
Put an
money.
American Eagle on there or something. We'll call it a Patriots drill bit or something.
A Patriot drill bit.
There you go. I like it.
Here we go.
I like it.
Good for digging in the soil.
Yeah. got a loved one? You need a flag on their grave?
We get the whole oil and gas
got
community to back us. This would be great.
Yeah.
But
a little morbid humor this morning. But
thank you to everyone that came out.
Absolutely.
And came out to support and came out to Memorial Day services at both the McBride and Memory Lawn events on Monday here.
Yes, very much so.
Great turnouts at both, and we're glad.
I wish I could have attended, but knees only bending 73 degrees. So
you need a few jump packs on the transport there to
tell you what, I get one of those James Bond, things you can put on my back, and I just,
that would be cool.
Rocket over there.
I would want that. Yeah.
Yeah. I just have to have somebody meet me on the other side because it's got to get refueled, and then I got to have my chair to sit on when I get there.
I mean, I just at this point love the Jetsons thing where you can get the bubble thing and it makes that same that noise.
Yeah, right.
Why can't we have that?
I remember
to have that
George Jetson and was it Rosie the
maid,
the
robot maid, yeah. And Astro was the dog.
Astro the dog, yeah.
And
Elroy,
Jane, his wife.
Yeah.
What was the
Judy?
Judy, okay.
Yeah. And Jane's always stealing money from him. You
That's
notice that? Pulling the money out of his wallet.
Spacely
and all that
Sprocket.
stuff.
That's where he worked, right?
Spacely Sprockets.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's been a little while.
Is there a big demand for sprockets here in 2024?
Couldn't even tell you what one is, to be honest.
You might know what a sprocket is. No, I'm thinking about
I think the latest development is MEMS. So mem makers or whatever.
That's true. That's
I make memes. I don't make necessarily political ones, but I make memes like Whitecap memes.
Those are fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I just share them.
Yeah.
I don't have any ability to create them. I just share them
I
and claim them as my own.
a mem now and then. I just don't know what offends you or not. I haven't found one yet.
Well,
But
nothing
I'm
offends
looking.
me.
I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm pretty open book on that stuff. Because I was in the military too.
Is that where it comes from? I wasn't sure.
Just saying, yeah.
Yeah.
To see and do things and say things.
But no, thank you. Memory Lawn services went well. I know Don spoke off the cuff, and he shared a couple stories about Okinawa, which was good. By the way, Norman E. Harpel, our namesake of our post, he was stationed in Okinawa too as a cook.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of a little segue there.
I don't care what anybody says. That is the most liked person in the military.
Or the most hated. Yeah. It just kind of depends.
Well, I'm the guy you don't want to make mad. You don't want to make the cook mad. Never, ever.
Yeah, I know that.
That person needs to be your friend.
Yeah.
And you make friends. That's why it's good to be the cook.
But I tell this story every once in a while. It's a short story, but everybody's like, well, your American Legion post has to be named after a deceased war hero or whatever. And I said, you know what?
Why?
They're all heroes.
It's service.
And you know what? I named our post I convinced the board to name our post after Norman E. Harpel. Mm-hmm. I was friends with him up in Colorado because he was just such a great man, and I wanted to honor his service.
And guess what? If someone handed him a gun instead of a spatula, he would have used the gun.
He did. He was a chaplain, but he...
You know what I mean? But I mean, that's
but
military. You do all.
He believed in weaponry as well, but
exactly.
he became a chaplain later in life. But his service, it was genuine service.
To be honest, the chaplain is, again... Especially, in times of war, the chaplain is a very
we talk about 4 chaplains in there, in which I think it was they were talking about the father said to the son, and I can't remember which one it is now, but I know it's in the speech, where he says, "You really want to go to war and not have a weapon, because you're just
as likely to get shot.
Just as likely, actually, you're more likely to get shot because you're." Giving last rites or doing whatever, and you're exposed.
It's kind of like the medic role, The medic's generally not, maybe as a side piece, but not strapped like everybody else.
No, I don't think so. Most medics I know, they don't carry.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, most of them, they got too much gear from
not
medical
only that,
equipment
but I mean, you're
else.
just busy. You don't have enough time to reach down.
I just didn't know maybe, if you get in a hairy situation, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
I think we'd have to ask an actual combat medic, but I can't speak for
I
him.
can't either. I mean, my experience there is Saving Private Ryan, pretty much like everybody else.
Oh, yeah, I
was in the Air Force.
Movies like that, they just make me laugh because, it's the hand grenade. Okay?
Yeah.
The hand grenade, the way they depict it in the movies is completely ridiculous because, I'm going to yank this out with my teeth. Have you ever tried to pull a pin out of a hand grenade? You can't do it with your teeth.
It's
and
not
if
exactly
it's
easy.
bent, you got to pry that damn thing out. And the purpose of that is so that it's not quite so dangerous to the people around you.
So it's a little less oopsies.
They throw it like a baseball. It's like, it weighs more than a baseball.
Slightly, yes.
It doesn't travel through the air the way it does in Hollywood.
You can't wing it like a baseball and throw it a 90-mile fastball.
No!
Yeah, you can't
It
do
doesn't work that way. And you got maybe 2-3 seconds, and that's it.
Yep.
You better get rid of that pineapple because it's going to kill the people around you quicker than it's going to kill them.
Sure.
And then these huge explosions that happen out of it. It's like, no, you got maybe a 10-foot radius that these things are designed to affect.
Sure.
And
it looks good on TV.
It looks good on TV, but it doesn't really work. And then what really makes me laugh is the people that reach over, grab the thing, and throw it back. You don't have that kind of time. That's a death wish is what it is.
Yeah, that's kind of... The one thing Saving Private Ryan, the one thing I did like to get right is the way that the people talk amongst each other.
Well, yeah.
In the as they're traveling to do their mission,
People
and
are people.
the way the GIs interact with each other, the mindset of the people, I think they nailed. I mean, where they get wrong on some of the
Well, and I don't
explosions
want to
stuff.
talk about my book in this hour, but in my book 182, there's a few scenes in there, and there's that sort of thing going on.
Yeah.
Because people are people,
Yep.
And if you don't put that sort of thing in, you can't relate to it.
Sure. And when you put people in extreme situations like war,
yeah,
they nail the mindset there. It is because let's face it, when you're not knowing if you're going to die tomorrow or not,
everything becomes more precious.
Exactly.
I remember interviewing a guy when I was up in Colorado. He was one of the chosen frozen, and I asked him about that one time, and he actually wrote a book about it too. And I was talking to him, and I says, "Well, what did you do in the downtime?" And he says, "Try to stay warm." 90% of the time, all you do is it's a sick mindset, is what it is. Is you're hoping that you can engage the enemy because you'll have to fire your rifle, and the rifle gets warm.
Sure.
And you can get heat from your rifle. So
that makes sense.
I want to go into combat to kill somebody so that I can get warm.
Absolutely.
And that's just a bizarre mindset that nobody really thinks about.
Well, when you're in survival mode,
yes,
and what they're in, and
things get different.
Yeah, things change.
I mean, I
change.
remember going camping, when I was younger, and I wake up in the morning and I'm just freezing to death. And it isn't nearly as cold as it was for those people. And I can't see being that miserable.
Well, and you think about it, even in the most extreme, you're like, I'm a car away from getting warm. You know what I mean?
I know that. Yeah.
And
also,
they don't have that.
When you sit back and you think, well, I'd rather be fighting in Vietnam than I would have been in Korea because it's warmer, but it's still miserable. And you're going to get killed, or shot at or whatever. But I mean, war is war. But at the same time, they're just people, and
this kind of goes back to Memorial Day and why we celebrate it, and Veterans Day and why we honor.
Which is also why veterans talk to each other the way that they talk to, because
they see it.
They've seen it.
They've been there. They've chewed dirt or dirt like it, and sometimes, because quite frankly, veterans that when they talk about this stuff to people that never seen or done it, you may look at and judge us differently, and there's a fear
I was
there.
actually classified as a combat veteran when I was in, but in the Air Force, a combat veteran is not the same as people that are boots
not
on
a guy
the ground.
sitting in a foxhole or
but
going
at
through
the
cities,
same time, you are in the line of fire, and there is a mindset to that. And I mean, I remember when they told me, they says, "Okay, congratulations, you're on the combat crew." And I just looked at him and laughed, and I says, "What the hell does that mean?" Well, it didn't mean anything until the day we got shot at. And when you're on an unarmed platform, you can't do anything. And, you know, I don't know about you, but a 747 is just not as maneuverable as, like, say, an F-15.
No.
So when we're talking about, you know, an evasive route or something like that, 747 isn't designed for those types of
Not to mention the F-15 can fire back.
Well,
yeah,
unless you're out of ammo. But I mean, the point being, you can evade in an F-15. In a 747, not so much.
No.
And that always makes...
Was it civilian 747?
Oh, no. It's military 747.
Did it have chaff and flare?
I can't go into those details. But the point of it is, if anybody wants to look it up, look it up. I was on the National Emergency Air Command Post, NECAP.
Gotcha.
It's now called NEOC, and in 2032 it's going to change its name to SAOC or whatever. But you can look it up. It's all online.
Okay.
It's 40-year-old
I imagine it does have some kind of
technology.
countermeasures for air-to-air stuff.
Again, I can't talk about that. But the point being, I remember this movie, what was it called? Space Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that movie? Clint Eastwood. And
yeah.
That was a fun movie.
He has to do a deorbit burn, okay?
Yeah.
And he's trying to operate the space shuttle like a fighter jet. And I remember, was it the guy that was playing Gene Kran?
Let's see, James Gardner was in it.
Yeah, right. But I'm talking about the guy that was, he's selling gold now or something. Devane, William Devane.
Yes.
And he says, it's not a fighter jet. You know, and I was just laughing to myself because you try to maneuver a 747 like a fighter jet, you're going to rip its wings off.
Well, space shuttle, it doesn't have engines. It's a glider.
I know. But you're going to lose all your tiles.
I mean, it has engines, but they're no good on Earth.
Well, they're no good really coming back to Earth either.
Yeah, once it goes to the atmosphere, it's a glider. It glides back to where it's
like a flying brick, according to the movie.
Yeah.
So, but, I saw the shuttle once when I was in. It was on top of 747. I think it was the Enterprise, but I never...
I've seen the museums. I saw Enterprise.
I also saw Enterprise at Kennedy.
Yeah.
I think it was. But
we saw
I know
Enterprise when it was in D.C. at Air and Space.
See, and every time you say Enterprise, I can't help start thinking Star Trek.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They actually were going to name it something else. I cannot remember what it was, but there was a name that they were going to name Enterprise. And it was something else. And the Star Trek fans had this massive write-in to NASA. You got to call it the Enterprise. And I personally would not have called it Enterprise. I would have rather them name the second one Enterprise because the Enterprise never flew.
I was going to say, Enterprise never went into
space. It never went in.
It rode on a 747, and I think it glided on Earth. But it never
that
went
was
to space.
it. That was the only thing it ever did. And then they ended up cannibalizing it for parts after Columbia blew up.
And they actually used it, and we saw it at the time. They were using cannibalizing for parts, but also using it as the research.
Yeah.
So like when they're going through and looking to study the O-rings and all the things, and so they tore down Enterprise. And matter of fact, because it was still in the museum in Virginia at the time, and they had it roped off, and they had like panels down and everything.
Sure.
And all that stuff, and it was kind of cool because
that would be cool to
from my
see.
perspective, seeing
and I thought it was cool. I went through the space shuttle when I was at Kennedy, but to me the Saturn V rockers were much more
they're
impressive.
So huge.
Yeah, they're much more.
You can't even get one in a building. That's why they're big. They are. I mean,
well, they were laying sideways. Yeah, they had them hanging from the ceiling.
If you see something in the building, it's usually like one cone from the
That's big.
That's about all you can fit in there.
But let's talk American Legion.
Yeah, we probably
here.
got sidetracked a little bit.
Well, we covered Memorial Day. We got Flag Day coming up. We're going to do a flag retirement.
Yes.
We're going to do our flag retirement at our new building.
We do have an official new building. It's not quite ready.
It's not ready to be open yet.
But we're going
to have it in the parking lot. It's going to be 605 East 2nd Street.
And we're going to do a flag retirement.
We're going to do a flag retirement, but it'll be in the parking lot.
Yes. So if
we have to do it on the other side because the other side, our neighbors have compressed air bottles, so we can't do it.
We don't want to burn more than flags.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So we have to be really careful where we're going to be doing that. And then, as you mentioned at the top of the hour, we have state convention is happening.
Next month.
Right. Mm-hmm. So all you veterans out there, it's $15 to attend. That's it for the whole weekend.
Yep. And then we've got some barbecues and dinners.
Barbecues on Friday night, where it's being catered by
La Sierra Barbecue.
Yeah. And Saturday night is the Liberty. We're having a big banquet there. But if you want to go to the banquet or the barbecue, you have to register ahead of time.
Yes.
Because we have to have a head count because they're all catered.
Well, yeah, we want to know how, because you're going to cut into people's ribs. And, and you don't want to take ribs
that's
out.
an interesting thought.
Especially with a bunch of veterans. You take a rib out of a veteran's hand, you might
lose it. Yeah.
Just saying.
And I don't know, I'm also having a little drawing on Saturday. It's $1 a ticket, 6 for $5. Winner gets to shave my head.
Yeah, and there's actually quite a few people that are evilly wanting to do it.
Yeah,
really,
everybody's
kind of sinister.
Everybody wants to go after my beard.
It's a little sinister.
But I told him already it'll be like $20 a ticket for the beard, and I got to take in at least $500, or that ain't gonna happen. Because when they shave, if you shave off my head hair, and you shave my beard off, I look to be about 14 years old. So this is just not something I really aspire to. And although my wife says that she'd support it, she also talked about buying $100 worth of tickets.
She wants to date a younger man.
But she complains constantly about when I look younger, it makes her look older. So,
okay. So she wants you looking old to make her look younger.
Yeah, that's the deal.
That's a good tip. You want to look young, hang out with older looking people.
And and a little farther down the road in August, we're going to New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And
I believe it's Nolans.
Yeah, Nolans.
Yeah, it's all one word.
I've been there many times. I was stationed at Keesler Air Force Base. That's like an hour and a half.
Weirdly enough, I've never been to New Orleans. I've never been there.
Oh, wow.
Me either.
Yeah.
That's
Well, you get a big chance. And the big deal is one of our native sons here in New Mexico, Joe Navarrete, is going to be National Commander of the Sons of the American Legion this year.
It's a big deal.
He
is
gets
a big deal.
installed down in New Orleans this year. That'll be the last week. And
that's in the entire United States.
The world.
World.
We're international.
Sons of the American Legion. He is the commander of all of the Son
and
Pango Pango, he's their commander.
And it's
I
the
don't know
first
that we
one
have
from New
one
Mexico.
in Pango, but we do have Pacific Islands and stuff. And last year I helped rename the Department of Mexico to the Department of Latin America because
it's more than
it
Mexico.
also covered South America and
a few other countries there are like, well, we're not Mexico.
Well, there's a lot of veterans down there, expats, that wouldn't join the American Legion because I don't want to have Mexico on my hat, I don't know what the deal is down there, but the machismo was running pretty high.
we made the locals happy.
Yes.
But yeah, state convention is coming up here in June, and what's the website that they can steer them to register and everything?
RoswellLegion.org.
Oh, it's our regular site. I thought there was a special site that it went to for some reason. But RoswellLegion.org is the website which, when you're there and you want to learn more about just the convention, if you want to learn more about scholarships, if you want to learn more about what we do over at Memory
I got
Lawn.
money I've been trying to give away. I can't use it for the American Legion. I have to give it to people that want to actually go to school. And it's a 500-word essay, and you just have to have a military connection of some form or fashion.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is.
Could be parents.
I've got like $13,000, and I've been trying to give away for a year.
Yep.
So I don't know what people's problems are, but they don't want my money, I guess.
So go to RoswellLegion.org.
And apply for the scholarship. Now the paperwork may say 2022 on it because I haven't went through and updated it.
But it's still good.
It's exactly good. It works every single day of the year.
If you are pursuing a career in STEM, military, first responder, that and you have a veteran connection, whether it's yourself or maybe
father, mother,
grandparents,
sister, brother, spouse, son, daughter. Don't matter. Some sort of connection to some military person somewhere, somehow, you qualify. Yeah. So.
And nobody else is applying, so give it a try.
So your odds
All
are
we
good.
can say is no.
Your odds are good if you put in a good.
Right.
I'm supposed to only give away 4 a year, but I could give away 6 this year.
Well, I'll say it's been a bit since we've given away one, so maybe we got a few extras.
That's what I'm saying. I could do up to 6.
Yeah.
But no one seems to want the money. So I guess
odd.
you're all flush. Everybody must have all the money in the world, and you don't need any money.
But we would love to help some kids. Or
$2,500 a piece.
But that being said, Memory Lawn and the American Legion, we need donations, and we need them badly.
Sure. We got a building that we're renovating. We got a convention we got going on. Memory Lawn needs a bunch of work.
Yeah, well, I know when we were out there at Memory Lawn, I had several folks asking about the water. Yeah. The water rights are staying with Memory Lawn. They're not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah, I want to make that very clear. I have all the paperwork for all the water rights. We are not selling them.
Right.
They're ours. Yeah. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
For the water.
I need them. Everybody's like, well, the Pinions are stealing them and all this. No. The Memory Lawn water rights stay with Memory Lawn.
Very good.
Yes.
What we any confusion about that, that's what's going on.
Right. You don't believe me? Call me.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll tell you to your face. It's not going to happen.
Yes, because we need that water to water the...
I'll say we got
At
a big
most, I may
grass.
lease a little bit of water, right? But that's it. It's not going to be... I'm not selling anything. But no. I am really required under... there are some regulatory reasons for water leasing that I'm supposed to do. Nobody seems to want it, but I need to, give away about $600 of water leasing just to stay... kosher.
Gotcha.
To use a Yiddish term. But anyway, that being said, RoswellLegion.org, you can donate directly on the page. You can call me. And now we're going to have a building, so we can have mail at... actually, the mailing address. The mailing address will eventually be 603 East 2nd, but for right now, it's 102 North Washington. So... Anyway,
but the building's there on East 2nd. It's the old.
So I was like I was saying,
auto parts.
If you wanted to donate, you can either mail in a check or do it online. But I noticed a lot of people while we were out there putting out flags and picking up trash and everything wanted to know about the watering. And the reason that nothing has been watered yet is because we don't really have an irrigation system, which would cost about $200,000 to put in. So we desperately need the community's help to raise the funds for that. We would love to have it be as green as a lawn is supposed to be, but we need the money to get there.
Sure. And we all know there's like no trees or nothing out there. So it's a lot of watering and a lot of sun exposure out there.
Yes.
So maybe in the future, a few trees.
Well, we finally got the sign fixed. I mean, this was something that we were working on for a while.
And we still have ultimately, we want that as the home for a big Gold Star Memorial as well, too. Yep. I mean, we've got
we partnered up with Jim Burris on that. He wants it at South Park, but... we have not raised one dime for this yet. We really need an Eagle Scout is what we need. We need an Eagle Scout project, and we need to get it done. But
any Life Scouts out there looking to go for their Eagle Service project?
Right.
Looking for projects? Hit us up. We got
the other thing we need is probably we want to build a flag retirement kind of a facility in an incinerator.
Flags and
we'll do it right there on property.
Like
Post 25 built one. They did it as an Eagle Scout project. So, we probably we could get the plans for it and stuff like that and see if we can develop one on our property. But that's another thing that we need is that sort of work.
Mm-hmm.
So people listening want to get involved. By the way, if you want to donate and earmark it directly for Memory Lawn, we can do all that.
Absolutely.
If you don't tell us, we'll use it for general fund.
Yeah. Well, you can donate directly to Memory Lawn if you want. It's memorylawnroswell.org, and you can there's a donate page on there, and that goes directly into Memory Lawn. If you donate on the American Legion page, that goes into the American Legion bank account,
which could go towards our building, which could go towards helping veterans, could help towards anything.
In the memo line, when you do the donation, you can say for Memory Lawn, for Boys State, for whatever you would like to earmark it for. If you have a special pet project, you just put it in there and say that's what it's for, and that's what I have to spend it on.
And that's what we'll do.
Right.
Yep.
And the purpose that we decided to get the building for was to have a gathering place. We're not going to have a bar. It's going to be a family-friendly gathering place for the community.
The ultimate, we'll have, like if we want to do banquets and things.
We'll do banquets. We'll probably do bingo.
Have a kitchen and all that.
We're hoping to have a full commercial kitchen.
Yeah, no bar, but a kitchen and everything. So if you want to have banquets or, I don't know, maybe need a space to have a quinceañera or something, but also, too, since it is kind of close to downtown, who knows? Maybe that's our home for other ceremonies and things.
Right.
We do, maybe we do a Veterans Day thing there after the parade. Or
we
something,
probably will. In fact, I've already put in paperwork for the Veterans Day parade, but next year when we have the post, we may want to change the
route,
and so it goes by the post. Or
so we go from north to south instead of south to north.
Either that, or I was thinking down Second or something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay, got you. Go Second and come head into town, kind of.
Yeah, or vice versa, or something. But
let's go to Lubbock and then.
Yeah, Lubbock and back. Lubbock to Lovington.
Well, if nothing else, we're going to have a yard sale on June 8th. So.
That's right. June 8th, we're having a yard sale.
Yeah, so come all ye
East 2nd.
shoppers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we got a lot of high quality merchandise we're trying to.
Yes. And if you have something at the house that's just, you've been tripping over it for months, but you don't know what to do with it, we can.
We'll think about that.
We will. You want to donate it to us? We'll find it a good home.
I'm sure there's things in our house that we can get rid of.
There you go.
Very good idea.
Yeah, try not to jump on that a little too hard there, Mike.
Let me help you pack them.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
He might be missing
We'll see on
Yeah.
I won't notice that.
We're going to do it on June 8th, which is going to be a Saturday. It'll be bright and early in the morning, about 8 o'clock, until it gets too hot and we get tired of being there.
Right.
And we'll probably have some cool beverages and, that sort of thing. So.
And some great deals and a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, all proceeds go to the American Legion, our programs.
So we got poppies that'll be happening there. And then, of course, Robert wants to do pancake breakfast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
On June 8th?
No.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what his plan is. He's been a little tied up lately.
Sure, he's been busy.
Yeah, but I know once the building is renovated, which is going to take a while, and again, some fundage, he's wanting to do pancake breakfast.
We're thinking soft opening June 2025.
Okay.
That's me. That's just speculation.
Well, anytime there's construction or renovations, you can put a date on anything, and you'll blow that date because it's always going to be delayed by something.
Well, I know that
it's always something.
I know that the HVAC and all that stuff's been pre-planned, and engineers already planned all that stuff. So
it's going to be nice and cool in there.
It's going to be nice and cool in there, and so we need that figured out.
Yep. A lot of us are carrying extra girth and serves as an insulator.
I'm carrying a lot less girth.
Yes,
this is true.
This is true.
I've lost about 90 pounds.
So maybe you might need a sweater when you're in there.
Well,
that's awesome.
The thing is, I'm not even trying.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the hospital for 6 months.
Yeah, you do. You kind of.
And I was on this really horrific diet while I was there, and then when I come home, I just didn't have the desire to eat.
I've had a few of those diets.
Yeah. Yep.
But we are excited that we're going to have this new Legion home, and like I said, give us about say a year here, and I think it'll be fully operational and ready to go. But in the meantime, we'll come June 8th. Come see it. There's not much to look at June 8th. I'll be honest. It's building still, but come for the yard sale. Come save a bunch of money and buy a bunch of stuff and help us out here.
And if you're looking to be a member, you can be a Legionnaire, which is anybody who has served in the military, male or female.
Pretty much since Pearl Harbor.
Pretty much, yeah. You can be a member of the auxiliary, which is the spouse of a veteran herself or hisself, or someone directly related to, like a grandparent, a sister, something like that.
Immediate family.
Right. And then, of course, we have the sons, which we were just talking about.
And you do have to, that's the one you do have to be a male descendant.
Yes, you do.
But for Legion and auxiliary and everything else, men, women, don't matter.
For the most part, women, ALA is mostly women. The only way men can join the auxiliary is if you're the spouse of a female
Which
veteran.
we do have males in our auxiliary.
We do.
So.
Yep. We do.
But the only one that's exclusive to male only is the sons of the
True.
Right.
True.
And for the Legionnaires, obviously you have to have served, so you have to be at least 18.
Yeah.
But for the sons and the auxiliary, as soon as the kids are born, they can be signed up.
That's right.
So we have all ages.
You're a son.
And we've actually had, when we were in Colorado, we had permanent members the moment they were born.
Love that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it was funny.
Bring them
Grandpa
into the
signed him up.
family and
Of course,
the values of the American
paid up
Legion
for
right
life
you
for the
get.
sons in Colorado was like $400, so it was like a no-brainer.
Yep.
We don't have a paid up for life program here in New Mexico, but they're working on a national PUFL program for them. I just don't know when it'll actually get passed through internal affairs.
Problem is because the way the money's handled with states and this, does everybody get their cut when they do it nationally there? And that's what I think they're worried about. But
it could be
because the state level gets cut out
right
or something.
Post 61 membership dues are $50 a year. And July 1 they go up to 60. So if anybody wants to join Post 61 and you want to join at the $50 rate,
now's
do
the
it
time
between now and July 1. And if you're really so inclined, if you want to save a bunch of money, you can sign up not only for 1 year, but you can actually do 3 and lock in that rate.
Yeah.
But like I say, on July 1, we're raising our dues to 60 because National's raising their dues again. And I would expect within the next 2 to 3 years, Legion will be raising prices yet again.
It is the way of the world.
Yeah, cost of living goes up.
Yeah.
And they haven't really raised dues in quite a while, so it is time.
Took about 25 years, but now
Yes.
we're getting nailed
Catching up.
about every 3 to 5.
Yeah. It's like
Well,
postage stamps.
Even when you consider the work that the American Legion does and the size of the organization, when you compare it to the other national organizations similar to it, our dues are still less than theirs.
Sure.
So,
That's
you know,
true.
you're getting a good dollar value there.
And just if you're looking for, I'd say join them all if you're qualified.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. But
They need our help.
American Legion is, not to brag, but to brag, is the only one sanctioned by Congress. It is the so when the American Legion speaks to Congress, they by default have to listen because we're a product to them.
Right.
We
Yeah,
have
but
a
when
seat
I
at the
say
table
changing the
regardless.
American Legion takes an act of Congress, I'm not joking.
It is literal.
Yes.
So therefore, we we are the official voice for veterans in Congress. But,
Right.
Don't get me wrong, VFW and all the other great organizations do their part to help. But as far as officially have the year, it is the American Legion. They are the
No,
one.
I want to thank the local VFW,
Absolutely.
Mac Dyer and the whole.
They are
crew.
awesome people, and I'm a part of them as well,
They
too. They're
were
great.
helping us out on Saturday. Nobody came on Monday, but that's okay. I'm sure they were busy at McBride or South Park or something. But the VFW does a lot for our communities too. So
They're one of the ones that had the drill motors putting the flags in.
Yeah.
It was fun watching them.
The veterans organizations are all great, and they're all do good things and support them. But just saying, if you're looking for that thing, American Legion definitely. And like we were saying earlier, as far as to be a Legionnaire, if you served honorably in the United States Armed Forces, any time between now and since Pearl Harbor,
December 7th, 1941,
then
and
you
today.
are qualified for American Legion. VFW. It depends on the theaters and when you served and what theaters of operation were
They
going on at
may
the time.
close that. The Legion Act opened up all of the donut holes, like if you were between certain conflicts and stuff. But now that Afghanistan has wrapped up, Congress may decide to close the gap again and say, all right, you can no longer join after this day.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I think that will be a bad move.
Yeah.
But it is
Last thing you
not-
want to do is less people.
It's not
more.
outside the realm of possibility.
Sure. I know, like, for instance, I qualify for VFW because of my Kosovo stuff. That's that theater qualified me. But
I
if you
see.
didn't,
I may have served overseas
Yeah.
in many locations, but I can't prove it, so the VFW will not allow me to join.
gotcha. Well, there's a lot of that going on, too. I just saw the time. We better wrap this up
Okay.
here. RoswellLegion.org. That is the website for anything post 61 related. If you want to learn more about the scholarships, if you want to sign up for state convention, if you have any questions about anything we do with Memory Lawn or Scouts or any of our other our tent pole
And if you're
projects.
not a member and you want to go to state convention, my phone number is listed on the website. Just call me directly. Commander's phone number is listed right on the website.
Yeah.
We'll get you taken care of.
Absolutely. And if you want to see what we've been up to and what we're about, and if you want to give us money, which we'd love to have, there's our resume of things that we're doing with it. So check it out.
Big shout out to everybody here. If you want to do a sponsorship or what have you, one of the things we're looking at maybe in the future is see if we can get a mobility van for the post. We have a lot of aging members, and we would probably open that up to the community. I know that there's a lot of need for that. The Joy Center helps people over 60.
The VA transport helps a lot of
the
veterans,
VA helps,
but it's for veteran only.
To go to medical appointments.
Yeah.
So we are looking to obtain a vehicle that we could run people around town.
For outside of medical things.
Yeah, outside of medical things, life things.
Life appointments.
But we would need a vehicle to do that, so I'm going to put that out on the table that we're looking for a vehicle.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So if anybody got any ideas, reach out to us. We'd be happy to.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, June 8th, come on. What time does the yard sale start?
We're going to start it at 8.
8 a.m., so you get to sleep in, yard sailors.
But you can come in probably 7:30 if you need to register, pull stuff, bring
Be
stuff
careful.
in.
You tell yard sailors they can be early. They will be there early.
Well, we're not going to start selling until 8.
They'll show up at like 6.
If you want to come in and you want to set up stuff or have stuff you want to donate to have,
you'll have to kick them out at 6. Trust me. They're very early people.
605 East 2nd Street.
Absolutely.
It's across from the Army surplus.
Yes.
575-268-0220.
RoswellLegion.org.
RoswellLegion.org.
Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great day. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
9:57. Quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Hello, this is State Senator Greg Nibert. As you know, I represent Chaves County in the State Senate for District 27. I've represented us in the legislature for 8 years. I'm asking for your vote so that I can continue to be your strong voice for Chaves County. It is important that you go vote. Voting in Chaves County has been light, and there are contested races on the ballot this year, so your vote is very important. Early voting ends Saturday, and Election Day is Tuesday, June 4th. As your state senator, I will continue to protect our Second Amendment rights, the right to life, our oil and gas industry, and our conservative Republican values. And I will, of course, do my best to bring economic development and growth to our community as I did with the recently announced Reno air races. I humbly ask for your vote for Greg Nibert in the upcoming Republican primary so we can keep Chaves County strong. Please go vote early this week. Election Day is Tuesday, June 4th.
Paid for by Greg Nibert for State Senate.
Artesia General Hospital recently welcomed urogynecologist Scott Beard to the team. Dr. Beard is board certified in obstetrics and gynecology, as well as female pelvic medicine and reconstructive surgery. With nearly 25 years of experience in women's health, he treats conditions such as incontinence, chronic pelvic pain, prolapse, endometriosis, and others, offering surgical and non-surgical care options. Dr. Beard joins our women's services team currently working out of Memorial Family Practice in Artesia and is accepting new patients. Learn more and schedule your visit at artesiageneral.com/UROGYN or call 575-736-8394.
This is Chad Hamill, and I'm running to be your next senator for District 32. My opponent, Candy Azell, can't defend her 20-year record in the Santa Fe swamp, so she's attacking other people's families and kids on the radio. That's the difference in this race. Candy attacks other people's kids while I'm running to protect yours. And on my record, as a fire chief, I have seen the devastation of open borders. Fentanyl overdoses are out of control. As a small business owner here in the community, I know firsthand how politicians in Santa Fe have destroyed small businesses for our communities. As a previous school board member, I know local control has been ripped away from our schools. It is time for a change. The same old just isn't working. I will be your conservative voice in Santa Fe. Career politicians have gotten Mexico into this mess, but as a firefighter, I've made my living running towards problems, and I'm ready to fix the problems. I humbly ask for your vote on June the 4th so we can put the fire out in Santa Fe. Paid for by Friends of Chad Hamill.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
Deliberating on the fate of the former president. Correspondent Julie Walker has this report.
Jurors in Donald Trump's hush money trial who will decide his fate have the option of convicting the former president on all 34 counts, acquitting him of all counts, or delivering a mixed verdict in which he is found guilty of some charges and not others. If they deadlock after several days of deliberations and are unable to reach a unanimous verdict, the judge may declare a mistrial. At the heart of the charges, reimbursements paid to his former lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen. Prosecutors say the reimbursements were falsely logged as legal expenses to hide the true nature of the transactions. At Criminal Court in Manhattan, I'm Julie Walker.
Also at townhall.com, after powerful storms in Texas on Tuesday, the potential for heavy rains, localized flash flooding, and severe weather continues today through Oklahoma and Texas. On the battlefront, Russia continues to hit Ukrainian towns and cities.
A 53-year-old man and a 13-year-old boy died on Tuesday as a result of a Russian aerial attack on Saidov in the Donetsk region of eastern Ukraine, according to the regional prosecutor's office. Paramedics and rescuers managed to pull a 73-year-old woman from a damaged house. She sustained multiple injuries, including a concussion. The airstrikes hit a residential area in the Provrovskaya district of the city at 9:30 p.m. local time, damaging at least 10 houses and a nearby shop, say local authorities. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
On Wall Street, stocks are lower. The Dow is losing 385 points. The Nasdaq 71 points in the red. More at townhall.com.
Government debt is now exploding. Unprecedented $1 trillion every 90 days. Think of that. It's a clear sign that our nation's finances are spinning out of control, and it's putting the savings of every one of you at risk. Hello, I'm Lance Wallnow, a news analyst and best-selling author and an evangelical leader. I'm deeply concerned about the impact this runaway debt is going to have on Christians like you who have worked hard to build your own nest egg for your family. To protect your financial future in these uncertain times, you need to diversify with something tangible and proven, like physical gold. That's why I recommend a gold IRA. To learn more, text FAITH to the number 989898, and my friends at Birch Gold Group will rush you a free info kit on how to move your IRA or 401k to physical precious metals, tax and penalty free. So don't wait. Just text the word FAITH to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold Group is the only company I trust. There's no obligation. So text FAITH to 989898, and I pray this information helps you achieve prosperity and peace of mind.
A Texas Republican congressman survives an attempt to unseat him in a runoff election on Tuesday. Correspondent Bernie Bennett has details.
Congressman Tony Gonzalez is projected to survive a challenge on his right and win the GOP primary in Texas's 23rd congressional district. Gonzalez narrowly defeated Brandon Herrera in the Republican contest for his congressional seat, which runs from San Antonio to El Paso. The Texas Republican had been forced into a runoff after he was unable to win at least half of the vote outright in the initial March GOP primary. The Texas GOP voted to censure the congressman last May over his support for several pieces of legislation, including the bipartisan gun safety law and Respect for Marriage Act. Bernie Bennett reporting.
ConocoPhillips buying Marathon Oil in an all-stock deal valued at approximately $17.1 billion as energy prices soar and big oil companies reap massive profits. The deal announced is valued at $25.5 billion, which includes $5.4 billion in debt. Breaking news at townhall.com. Nissan urges owners of about 84,000 older vehicles to stop driving them. Their Dakota airbag inflators at a high risk of exploding in a crash, spewing metal fragments.
The urgent request comes after one person was killed by an exploding inflator and 58 others claimed injuries. Nissan's Do Not Drive warning covers certain 2002 through 06 Sentra small cars, as well as some 02 through 04 Pathfinder SUVs, and 2002 and 03 Infiniti QX4 SUVs. Owners are urged to contact their dealer to have the inflators replaced for free. Rich Thomason reporting.
American Airlines lowering some of its second quarter financial forecast and has announced the departure of its chief commercial officer. Vasu Raja will be leaving the company next month.